And once again, thanks both of you for jumping in.
Yeah. You can find me on over 38. I'm on I work with Player Profiler as well, so I do content there. I'm pretty excited. Got some potentially exciting news coming up. So waiting to kind of see how those things come to fruition. So we'll see. But it's been a good year. I'm honestly excited for the off season. I love football in season, but I'm ready to just kick my feet up, watch NFL football, the playoffs, and honestly just be a fan again. Just for a little bit. I mean, you still do a little bit of content there in the playoffs. I do playoff best ball, I do different stuff, but just kind of can relax a little bit. Such a long season. The run up to the season's super long, and you just kind of get a little deep sigh of a little breath. But we still got playoff football here, so excited to help people out and get them to the
Ain't
semis.
no off season, buddy. Ain't no off season in
I love
football.
that.
But I got to ask you, because you're a Broncos fan, is RJ Harvey for real? Is he the starter next year in Denver?
I mean, I don't even know if he has to be the starter because the way Sean Payton's offense is, I mean, multiple running backs usually eat no matter what. So I think this is a good chance for him to, show that he can be depended on. I think he's done a solid job at it so far, but he still has a little bit of time and he's got to work on his patience in the holes. I think that's stuff that kind of derails him a little bit. But I think he's definitely, even if they bring somebody in, I don't think it's going to be anybody super major that's gonna eat into his time. He'll probably have a 50-50 split at the worst, which in Peyton's offense, right? I mean, there's so many fantasy points to running backs that multiple guys eat no matter what. So they found him as a weapon too. They find ways to get him open in the pass game. So he'll figure it out. I mean, Kamara and Ingram, so many guys in Peyton's offense have been able to eat at the running back position. He's been able to.
Will J.K. be back?
I don't know. I mean, he's 27. I think Dobbins will come back. I think he likes Denver. I think with the injury, they could probably get a friendly deal and he'll end up staying. If he didn't get hurt, I think there was a good chance he would have either signed an extension. But if not, if he hit the open market, I don't think he would have re-signed because he probably would have looked for a decent sized contract because of his age and because he had such a good year. So I think there's a good chance he comes back though.
My question would be: is this Detroit all over again with RJ playing the David Montgomery role and J.K. playing the Gibbs role?
I think it's vice versa. I would say the one thing that I like the most about Harvey is we are seeing one of the most efficient running backs, no matter the matchup, plus matchup in the run or negative matchup in the run. He's still finding the end zone. And he's not the type of back based off of his build to find the end zone, but still he does it early and often, and he does it
Yeah.
quite frequently. So what we're going to do is we're going to start answering fantasy football questions. If you guys want to get prioritized, we will be answering all super chats first, but we will try to get to every single one. We are simultaneously on both Pete's the fantasy football face off YouTube and mine. So I don't know which side this super came from, but nevertheless, thank you for supporting. This is a $20 super chat from LB Prods. He says, "Hey fellas, thanks. Recognize Marks may or may not play, so please help me decide what to do if he does not start. I have the following options for 2 spots: Marks, RJ Harvey, Marvin Harrison Jr., Loveland, Keenan, or Michael Carter." Does he say what the scoring format is here?
Assume
And now
PPR. Just
I'm
assume.
gonna I'm gonna make the assumption of PPR. So I
yeah.
think Marvin Harrison Jr. is a smash this week. I think you need to start Marvin Harrison Jr. based off of the splits that we've seen with Michael Wilson. And, we can't think that Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to get phased out because last time Marvin Harrison Jr. returned with Jacoby Brissett, we saw him get the elite usage prior to leaving with the heel. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is a must start. And I think RJ Harvey is probably your safest floor play because of how efficient he is. He's going to get all of the volume. It's a plus matchup. I have this game personally as the highest implied point total. So I think RJ Harvey's safe, but I don't hate the idea of Michael Carter. I think DeMarcado is going to squeeze in there, and also don't hate the idea of Loveland. I think you're in a good spot here, but I would go Marvin Harrison Jr. and RJ Harvey here as a priority. What say you, Pete?
Yeah, I would have said the same thing. I honestly I'm not that high on Woody Marks this week. I know people are really excited about the matchup, but just with the injury issues, he's left games early, and it feels like a lot of times in these games that Woody Marks is set up against a really good matchup. I just feel like he hasn't really came through. So I actually happen to like Michael Carter. If you didn't want to go with Harvey, I have Carter ranked ahead of Woody Marks this week, but I would go with Harvey and Marvin Harrison as well.
What about you, Greg?
Well, I agree. Unless it's a tight end premium, I think Colson Loveland is going to eat this week.
He did confirm that it was PPR.
Yeah. Well, it's PPR, but did he confirm if it's tight end premium where
No,
you get a point and a half
oh,
for a tight end? If
there's
it's
no
tight end premium, I want Loveland. If it's not premium, I'm going with what you guys said, Harvey and MHJ. I do like Marks this week, but better than Carter actually. But
Okay.
it's 6-1. I think we're going to see Marks get used a little bit more in the passing game this week. Marks has great receiving skills, and CJ plays much better at home than he does on the road. So I think Marks, if you got Marks in your lineup, make sure he's going to play, of course. But
Absolutely.
Sure.
but
Yeah, I will say my one
I
concern with
like him,
Marks,
but
yeah,
I like Harvey better. I just
yeah.
like Harvey better.
Well, my
So
one concern with Marks is he just can't seem to finish a game, right? I want a full 60 minutes, and he just hasn't really been able to do that. It is a fantastic matchup against the Raiders, who recently have been hemorrhaging fantasy production to the running back position. All right, thanks again for the super chat. That was from the Big Draft Energy YouTube side. I have figured out how to decipher which
Yeah,
side
it's a
they're on.
little link. Link's
Yeah, yeah.
mine. The other one's yours.
Comprende. All right, this is from Emal. This is the first question of the day. He says PPR pick three: Michael Wilson, Wandell Robinson, Stephon Diggs, Jaden Reed, Xavier Worthy, Jaden Coker, or Jerry Judy. Greg, I'll let you go first on this one, buddy.
okay, well, look, Michael Wilson took a real back seat last time Marvin Harrison Jr. was on the field with him. But every time that he gets a primary role, he performs. So I've got to believe eventually, even with Marvin Harris Jr., he's going to get 10 to 15 targets. If he gets 10 to 15 targets, he's got to be in your lineup, plain and simple. I do not like Wandell against the Vikings this week. Vikings pass defense is pretty good.
Especially as of late.
Jalen Reed is a real question mark for me because he should be really good against that Chicago defense, but it's Chicago, it's outside, it's in the Windy City. I will say this: Jalen Coker was on our Snap Crackle Pop. He was one of our guys, or no, it was last night. He was one of our sleepers this week. So you might want to look at Coker. Personally, I'd do Diggs and Wilson would be my two starters.
You need one more.
Oh, you need three? Well, then I'd put Coker in as the third.
Okay. Pete, do you have any deferring response here?
Yeah, I'm definitely going Wilson. I know when Marv was out there, it was a little different, but he still had 7 targets. I know Marv left the game early, but it's just also he's got a solid matchup against the Falcons, 41.2 points per game over the last 4 weeks to wide receivers. So I like Michael Wilson. You got to start him, right? I mean, he produced even in a tough matchup against Houston last week. So I'm definitely starting Marv. I'm sorry, Michael Wilson. I actually prefer Wandell Robinson. I know, the matchup isn't super ideal, but I like Wandell. I have him as he's a low end wide receiver too for me. I have him at 24 this week, and then I have Diggs over Jaden Reed. That Chicago secondary got Jalen Johnson back. They got reinforcements back there. So I am a little concerned with the usage with Jaden Reed. And honestly, if Christian Watson doesn't play, people might think that's a bump up for Reed, but that could be a bump down because Christian Watson opens up that offense with the downfield threat. So, we'll see. But I have Diggs, Wandale, and Michael Wilson for me.
I'm going to say I have Stephon Diggs. I think Diggs is in a smash matchup when you're looking at the Baltimore Ravens all season long. Consistently, they've been top 10 most advantageous matchup in the slot. They've been hemorrhaging fantasy production there. 50% snap share isn't ideal, but it's still more than Demario Douglas. Based off of alignment, Stephon Diggs should flourish and he should eat. I think his 17.5 longest reception prop is free money. It's one of my locks on the week. I absolutely love Stephon Diggs. I am going to join my friend Greg here and tell you guys that I am a cokehead. I am all in on Jalen Coker. And if we're looking at the slot advantages as well, Jaden Reed has such a plus matchup. It's either him or Matthew Golden that's going to break a huge one for a touchdown. I want to bet on the guy who's been out there more and who's been productive in the past. We got a couple supers. We got a membership as well. Shout out to Sleaze, who just renewed his YouTube membership. Thank you for supporting the stream. Safe holidays, safe travels. I know you're not going to be on many shows, but if we could get you in, even on the phone, we'd love to have you, man. If you guys are not subscribed to Sleazebomb, please do so. He is my business partner and one of my best friends. And he did a 1999 super sticker just for shits and gigs. What a beautiful man. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one question at a time. That way we could get all the questions because we got a lot of questions in here through the two streams. If you guys are watching us on X, thank you so much for tuning in. We will not answer any questions on X, unfortunately, but we do appreciate your viewership. Head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel, smash a like, subscribe, ask a question here, and we'll get it in. Okay, so Pete, you'll take this one. I'll go next, then Greg. That order. Cool? All right, from
Sure.
Emal again. Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, Jared Goff, or Baker Mayfield? Who do you like here? Pick one.
I'm going with Jared Goff. I love Jared Goff. I happen to like Jalen Hurts a lot this week. I have Goff as my third ranked quarterback this week. I have Hurts at 4, so I still like Hurts a lot against Washington. But I mean, Goff has pretty much given us a 20-point floor in the last like 7 weeks, and he's playing indoors against the Steelers. That secondary hasn't been that great. And he's just playing some of his best football that I've seen in a long time. So I'm all in on Jared Goff this week.
Yes, sir. So chat, friendly reminder, if there's a take that you guys disagree, or panel, if there's a take that you guys disagree on, you guys have the right to say stand on business. And when you do, we play this clip.
Hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business.
But he just stood on his business.
Oh, he just stood on business.
Lying.
I was going to stand on business. He stood on business. I disagree wholeheartedly. I do believe it's Jalen Hurts, but that's the purpose of this. So it's a fun way to have pushback. Disagreements happens in fantasy football. Nobody's right 100% of the time. But if you do disagree, you just invoke your right to stand on business, call somebody out. That's great. He did both. He made a bold take and he stood on business right away.
Hey, Hurts is in a great spot. Hurts in a great. If anybody can make like the Washington Commanders are like the get right game for every single quarterback in the NFL. So I mean, Hurts is in a good spot too. You really can't go wrong with either of them. But they're way ahead of Knicks and Baker Mayfield for me this week, though.
Absolutely. All right, this one's for me. This is from Emal again. He says, pick one, PPR, Brees Hall or Woody Marks. I love Woody Marks in his matchup this week, but I think the volume of Brees Hall, them trying to protect Brady Cook based off of that, and it's a decent matchup, a top 12 matchup based off of fantasy points allowed in PPR format to the running back position. Give me Brees Hall here. The volume makes sense. You got to play your studs here. I'm not going to overthink it. A healthy Brees Hall with lots of volume versus Woody Marks, who's going to be sharing opportunities potentially and may not finish the game. I think Woody Marks would probably be your safe play, but I want the ceiling and floor combination of Brees Hall in this one. All right. This is from our guy, Jerry Bagshaw. He says, let's go, boys. Shout out to you, KB, tuning in on X. Head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. Smash a like, subscribe, or Fantasy Football Face Off. How we doing, BD? BDE is doing good. BD is doing really good because Terrence Ferguson was him.
Do you have snow?
Oh, we got so much snow, right?
So you're not doing good because you got a shovel.
Well, I mean, shoveling's fine.
I grew up in that stuff. I live in Texas now, so I don't have to shovel.
Yeah, we got plenty of snow. I'm the kind of guy who will shovel my laneway and then like 3 or 4 neighbors, the nice neighbors' laneways as well. All right. This one's for you, Greg. If Jacobs doesn't play, who would you start at flex? And by the way, chat, also panel, if you guys get any breaking news based off of, players like Jaden T. Higgins or things like that, players who we want to know if they're in or out, and we get news like that, please pop that in here whenever and wherever. So this one's for you, Greg. This is from Daniel Surfy. Thanks for popping in, brother. He says, if Jacobs doesn't play, who would you rather start at flex? Estime, Reed, Swift, Michael Carter, Coker, DJ Moore, Godwin, Agbuka, or Marvin Harrison Jr.? I want to know who you're starting.
I got to get a aid here because I know how I'm going to answer this, and I hate my answer. Estimate, we don't know what to expect. We don't know if he's going to split with Hall or not. I'm guessing we are. I've got an autographed jersey of the gentleman I'm going to recommend you start. It's not going to be Reed. It's not going to be Carter. It's not going to be Coker, although I like him. Hate DJ Moore, but he was another one of those sleeper picks on my show last night. Godwin's disappeared. Egbuka has been terrible. MHJ, I love MHJ, but I'm going with this guy.
Oh,
Now
DeAndre.
this is when DeAndre was with the Lions, and it is an autographed DeAndre Swift jersey. But because he was with the Lions and left the Lions, I'm obligated to hate him. So, but he's got the highest upside. This is a guy that can. It's a tough matchup. Green Bay is not a piece of cake, but he's got the speed that he could bust one at any time. So I'm going here. You need upside when you're playing in your championship. So I'm going here with Swift.
Respectfully, I'm going to say DJ Moore is like the ultimate upside play when you got Roma Dunze out, when you got what's his
Both of
face?
them.
Luther Burden.
Burden's out too.
Yeah, like
Burden's out too. Yeah.
I don't think you can love Colson Loveland, which you said earlier, but he's also a Michigan guy, so that makes sense. And not love DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore gives you the highest ceiling with the safest floor here. And that running deep, that rush defense, even though they're missing Micah Parsons, they're still the real deal. We'll see if, because the first half they played several weeks ago was not ideal for DeAndre Swift. The usage wasn't there, but the second half he did get an uptick in usage and snap share. We'll see if that repeats itself this week.
And
All
DJ
right.
Moore is not scoring 2 touchdowns again this week. I'm sorry. Look at his career. When has he ever put back-to-back 2 TD games?
Well, this is the time.
Receivers
I mean,
don't do that.
it's the most wonderful time of the year, and Caleb's firing on all cylinders. I think if he's going to perform, if the Bears stand a chance this week,
I
it's
hate
going
to
to be
say this, but we need a third opinion.
Pete.
I actually I prefer Swift as well. I just think this is a team that likes to run the football. I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I think DJ is going to be involved, but it's hard not to look at Swift's usage lately and what he's done. I know it's a tough matchup, but I think they'll get creative. I think they'll use him in the pass game, and like they haven't really pushed the ball downfield too much, and with weapons limited, I think DJ's a solid play this week as well, but I just prefer Swift, even if it's a tough matchup. He's just been too good, and I think they'll lean on him in that run game like we've seen them do the past couple of weeks.
Where do you have DJ Moore ranked in your wide receiver rankings this week? I bumped him up to wide receiver 11, so I'm very in, and I try to
Wow.
stand behind my rankings.
I don't know if I've made the adjustment on him just yet. Yeah, I have him at 38, but that's not factoring in that those guys got ruled out. I haven't moved him just yet. If I had to move him up, I'd say he probably slots right ahead of George Pickens and right behind Cortland Sutton. I think that's probably about wide receiver 17 is probably where I have him. I don't
Where
love
do
George.
you have Harrison? Where do you have Harrison? Because you might take him over Swift.
Yeah,
I have
Marv I
MHK
have a
wide
little bit
receiver
behind
15.
him. I have Marv a
Okay.
little bit behind him. I have Marv at my wide receiver 19 this week or 20 this week.
Okay. All right, this one's for you as well, Pete. This is from Trevor Cox. Shout out to Trevor. He says Jared Goff or Brock Purdy. I mean, you said Goff over Jalen Hurts. You
Yeah,
gotta like him
I mean,
over Purdy.
I have Purdy ranked as my quarterback 5 this week, but I have Goff higher. Yeah, I like Purdy a lot this week, but I have Goff higher. So
All right, we got a super chat over on your side. This is from Young Spritzer. He says, "Hey guys, Rasheed Rice owner here, needing some advice. Half PPR, pick 2: Zay Flowers, Jacoby Myers, Quinshawn Judkins, BTJ, and Swift." And by the way, guys, when we do get a super, all of us are gonna answer that. So
sure.
since it's on your side, you'll take the floor here. First, Pete, who you like?
Yeah, I mean, half PPR Judkins, he's got to be the smash. I mean, when it goes to half PPR, the receptions aren't as valuable, and that's not how he makes his money. He's playing in an awesome matchup against the Bills, so I feel like he's got to be the lock for me. The next guy I'm going to go with here is DeAndre Swift. It would be between him and Zay Flowers. I'll stick with the 2 running backs here. I think Swift, I made the case for him before. It's kind of the same thing. I don't need to hammer it away. Half PPR makes it a little bit different, but I still prefer him over Zay. Jacoby Myers and BTJ. I actually like Jacoby Myers this week. I think he'll probably get lined up on Riley Moss more in Denver, and Sertan's probably going to be on BTJ. And Moss has been solid, but he also will give up receptions. I have Myers at 24 this week, but I have Zay Flowers at 19. So Flowers would be the pivot if you don't want to go Swift, but I'm definitely getting Judkins in the lineup, and I prefer Swift. But if you want to pivot, it'd be Flowers for me.
What say you, Greg?
It'd be Myers. Myers has been
You need to.
unbelievable since going to Jacksonville. He is the wide receiver one there. Half PPR. I'd prefer full PPR because he's more of a possession guy than a down and field guy. But Myers would be the first one I'd go, and then I'd flip a coin between Swift and Judkins, but I'd probably lean towards Judkins as the second player. But Myers would definitely be in my lineup.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the touchdown upside because it's half PPR. Give me Quinshon Judkins. The volume should be there, and it's an advantageous matchup when we're looking at the Buffalo Bills. They've been hemorrhaging fantasy production to the running back the entire season. It's been top four since their bye. So, yeah, give me Quinshon Judkins. I absolutely like him to bounce back this week, and I'm going to shoot for the touchdown upside. Hopefully, BTJ can get loose, and I am contractually obligated to respond BTJ. So I'm going to go with BTJ, especially if you're playing against a guy like somebody say started
Patrick Surtain.
But like when you're looking at Denver, yes, they run man defense at a 49% clip, but the snaps where they're not going to be in man defense, the X wide receiver has gone deep. And when you're looking at a Liam Cohen offense, the alignment where they switch up where the receivers line up is more frequent than any other team. So I'm not really worried about the PS2 traveling. And if they are in zone defense and, the alignment is positive, give me BTJ for the touchdown upside. But I do think Swift is the safer floor pick here as well. I think Myers
And that was why I picked Flowers over Myers, is just because I'm ranking a lot of guys for ceiling this week. If I think a guy has a higher ceiling, that's usually who I'm taking. I don't believe in playing it safe at this time of the year. I
you
think you
can't.
got to take
Good
chances. So
call.
Yeah, I will say the only reason why I don't like Zay is because as of late, the Patriots defense without
I know.
Milton Williams, the rush defense has been putrid. So I think it's just going to
Yeah.
be a heavy dose of Derrick Henry, and then might sprinkle in, a little bit of Isaiah Likely, might sprinkle in
Boy,
somebody
wouldn't that
else.
be nice? I'm a Derrick Henry owner, and the only one that stops Derrick Henry is John Harbaugh.
Well, he's been great. He's been very efficient and productive. He just hasn't found the end
Yeah.
zone. We
What? Wait a
got
minute.
a
He had 11 touches. He had
I
11 touches last week.
but he's been
Yeah,
efficient and
it's crazy.
productive.
Oh, he
Three of them
was.
went for 20 plus yards, just
Oh,
no
I know.
touchdowns.
He
He's
had
been really
he
good.
had
Yeah.
good numbers. If he'd have got 20 touches, he'd have been great.
Absolutely. We got another super chat. He says, question is above. This is from Wandier. Thank you for supporting the dream, Wandier. He says, I have a question for DST, Sicko in the backwards hat. Chiefs, Saints, or Bills?
Yeah, the Chiefs are not even in the same stratosphere over Saints and Bills. I know it sounds crazy. I had the Chiefs ranked 10 this week. Their pass rush isn't very good. I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I think Tony Pollard is going to touch the ball 20 times. They're going to run the football. If this was Mahomes there, I would feel more confident because, Cam Ward pushed the ball downfield, maybe make some mistakes, maybe get some sacks. But I think it's a low scoring conservative game plan for both teams. So it's really between Bills and Saints. I have Bills at 2. I have Saints at 3. I think the Saints are a safer play. I've been going back and forth here. My gut's telling me the last 24 hours that I should put the Saints ahead of the Bills, to be honest with you, just because look, Cook in the Superdome, I think it's Superdome, right? A rookie quarterback making a second start in a really, really tough environment. And that Saints defense has rattled off 2 really good wins against 2 solid offenses. And that defense is a top 10 defense in EPA the last couple of weeks. So I would say Saints are probably the play over the Bills. I've been going back and forth with it though. So flip a coin, but I think Saints are safer just because the Bills' run defense is the scariest thing with Judkins if some weird stuff starts to happen. So yeah, that's kind of I would say go with the Saints.
I think it's the Chiefs, and it's not even close. We got another super chat here from Tyler's Perry 334 4099. Thank you for supporting the dream. He says Loveland or Schultz, Devonta Smith or Jaden Reed. I'm up 40. God bless you. I think Loveland is a safe answer here, and I also love Devonta Smith. When we're
Schultz has
looking at
been very good, and he's getting a lot of play. But Michigan guy. Plus, I do believe he's going to eat this week because all those receivers are gone, and I
Loveland's
think
also a
Green Bay is
Michigan
going to
guy.
get a lead. Well, I know that, but that's why I say I like him. But
Yeah,
I don't think Schultz is a Michigan guy.
no,
Schultz has been eating. He's been on the field a lot. Um, Loveland splits time, but with Dunze and Bird now, if the Bears fall behind, this is for the division. They're going to throw. And if they throw, they've got to have somebody to throw to. And I don't trust DJ Moore. I know you do, but I would go Loveland here. And on the other side, I agree that Hurts is going to have a good game, and I think he's going to be throwing to Devonta Smith.
yeah. So back to what I was saying, it's Colson Loveland. I like Colson Loveland. When you're looking at receptions given per game, it's a top 5 matchup. The Green Bay Packers give a lot of receptions, not a lot of yards to the tight end position. I don't know what Loveland's receptions prop is at right now, but I would be inclined to take the over. And Devonta Smith, he has one of the best matchups in football when we're talking about the slot position. The Washington Commanders give up the most fantasy points per game to the slot position at over 18.4 fantasy points per game in the slot. So I love that. Pete, what say you?
Yeah, I think Schultz is actually the quote unquote safer play, but I have Loveland ranked higher. I think the ceiling's much higher for Loveland. Packers the last 4 weeks, I know over the season they've been susceptible, but last 4 weeks just 15 receptions and 1 touchdown. But ironically, the 1 touchdown is to Colson Loveland, who played them
Yes,
two
sir.
weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going with Loveland, and then Devonta Smith is a smash play. I know it's been a little bit weird, but outside of last week, I think I don't have it in front of me, but I answered it last night. I think he only had 2 games in the last like 8-9 weeks where he had like under 7 targets. This is a get right game for this Philly offense? That they're gonna air it out, I think, decently. So I love Devonta in this matchup.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I think you just convinced me to hedge my Colson Loveland exposure and like how much I'm starting him this week by putting a Cole Kmet anytime touchdown bet. All right, another $1 super from our good friend Wandir. He says, question for all the boys. I got Etienne and Hendy, and as locks, need to flex one. Judkins, Swift, Mike Evans, or Cortland Sutton. Greg, I'll let you take this one first.
Does he say PPR?
I'm
He
assuming
did.
it's PPR because his prior one was PPR.
Okay. Well, all Evans does is catch touchdowns, and he caught a lot of passes last week for a lot of yards.
Yeah.
Judkins might be the smart play here, but I think I'm going Evans here.
Yeah,
Pete?
I think with Quinshawn Judkins, and like we'll get Pete's answer, but just to talk about Quinshawn Judkins, yes, it's a fantastic matchup, but I'm very curious about the offensive line injuries there. But where are you at with this one, Pete?
Yeah, I would say Evans for me as well. If you really wanted to play it safe, Judkins, I think you're definitely in line for like 80 yards and maybe a touchdown with Judkins. But I think Evans is this high ceiling play. This is a divisional game. Both these teams need this really, really badly. I expect there to be I look back at the late game we saw last year with these two teams where it was pretty high scoring as well. I don't expect both of these defenses to put up much of a fight.
Yeah, this is a 50-50 split, and it's between Mike Evans and Cortland Sutton for me. Judkins, I'd bump up if we get some offensive line help like Wyatt Taylor to be healthy and whatnot, but we don't have that news right now. So it's a toss up between Mike Evans or Cortland Sutton, but I'll agree with the panel. I'm going to lean with Mike Evans here. All right, we got to scroll all the way back up here, and we're going to go rapid fire. I'll go first here. This is Trevor Cox as well. He says Hampton or Tyrone Tracy. I don't care about the format. No Quinnen Williams. Give me O'Marion Hampton. He's back off of his injury now. This is the 3rd week. The usage has been up there. The efficiency per touch, I like it. And I don't want to start Tyrone Tracy. I think he's flexible. I think he's in RB3 territory against the Minnesota Vikings, but I do like O'Marion Hampton, especially with no Quinnen Williams. This one is for Greg. And if we don't get like a scoring format here, let's just assume it's PPR. He says Jaden Reed, Juan Jennings, or Tet.
I'm assuming that Tep may be limited because he's missed practice this week. I'm going with, and again, Jennings is another guy that's been injured. So you got to check the reports and see if they're playing. I would go with Juwan Jennings here over Reed. The Green Bay situation is just too muddy. You don't know who's going to do what. And I think Disco hit it. If Watson misses the game, that changes their whole passing structure because he is their deep threat. And that allows people to sit on those crossing routes. So I like Tet, but I'm not sure he's playing. So I'm going to recommend Jennings.
I don't like him on a crossing route. I like him in the seam, especially when you look at
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur. It's either a seam or a post where Jaden Reed's going to go big. Him or Golden, one of those two. I'm praying it's Golden for my best ball exposure, but it is what it is. Oleg Chernyshov says, could you rank Harvey, Wandell, Marvin Harrison for a flex spot? This one's for you, Pete.
Yeah, it'd be between Marv and Harvey for me. I'm going with Harvey. He did a really good job in a tough matchup last week. The fantasy, like we talked about, the fantasy points in this offense for the running back position is just way too high. I will take him over Marv here. I mean, he had 10.5 points last week, which maybe wasn't what we wanted, but 19 carries. I mean, they did not really split much with Jaleel. He had 17 carries the week before for 75. He had 22, 21.2 PPR points. So I mean, he's had an RB2 finish, an RB4 finish in the last 3 weeks. So I'm going with Harvey here. I think the high upside, and I like what you said, Disco, in that I think this is a really, really high scoring game.
Yeah.
So I'll take the guy in the high scoring game.
I will say he is going to be touchdown dependent, but he just seems to find the end zone. He has what,
Yeah,
9,
he
10
does.
touchdowns
He's
right
got
now?
a nose for the end zone.
He, he does.
They scheme so many plays for him in the end zone.
Yeah, and they always seem to get into the red zone, and he's top 24 since J.K. Dobbins has gone down in rush attempts from the 10 and top 16 in rush attempts from the 5 since J.K. Dobbins has gone down. So, yeah, give me him. They always find a way into the red zone. It's absolutely fantastic. We got another super, so we're going to pop down there. All right, this is from Josh Hagan. He says, message is above. All right, trying to find it. Do you guys see his message?
I'm just
Well,
laughing
he's
at me.
looking for that, Pete. How can you have a Phillies banner and a Denver banner?
My dad's a Reds
Pete,
fan,
where
and
you live, man?
I'm in PA, but my dad's a Reds fan, and so it was always cheaper to see Reds Phillies than Reds Yankees. So it's kind of happened.
Comprende. All right, so here's the question. He says, half PPR, Aaron Jones, estimate Harvey at running back, Jamar Chase, Waddle, Wandell Robinson, Christian Watson, and Persall at wide receiver. Need an RB. Kyron went already. 2 wide receivers and a flex. I think Aaron Jones is in a fantastic situation and matchup. I like him to absolutely smash. I do think Jordan Mason's good for an anytime touchdown, but I think both of them eat against New York Giants, which is a top 3 matchup on the ground all year long. And then I think Estime is your ceiling play, especially if you're behind. Kyron kind of did a dud, not finding the end zone. The 20 touches was nice. And the lock for over 13.5 rush attempts was great. I think Estime is your ceiling play because you want to start running backs against New York Jets. But I think Harvey is your safe floor play, depending on how you want to play it. That's how I would answer that. And then at wide receiver, if Christian Watson misses, and I believe Persall is out, I think your only choice is Wandell Robinson or Waddle. And I like Jalen Waddle. A lot of people hate Jalen Waddle. They're fearful of the number one DJ Turner shadowing him. But when you look at the Bengals, they play zone defense predominantly. They actually play zone at one of the highest clips. And the reason why you bring in a Quinn Ewers over to a Tagovailoa is because Quinn Ewers is going to get rid of the freaking football and feed his guys. So give me Jalen Waddle here. I'm playing for the upside. I'm not starting Wandell Robinson this week. What say you, Pete or Greg, whichever one wants to go here?
You can go first.
All right. Well, I'm not assuming he needs a running back. I'm assuming he needs 2 wide receivers and a flex. I'm not sitting Jamar Chase.
He says he needs a running back, 2 wide receivers, and a flex.
Okay. Well, running back, to me, it's between Aaron Jones and RJ Harvey. I think they're both pretty equivalent. I would probably go with Jones because of the New York Giants matchup. I like that matchup. At wide receiver, I'm definitely starting Chase and Waddle.
You have to. Yeah.
Even not knowing the quarterback situation, Quinn Ewers is a smart guy. He's got to know that Waddle is his deep threat. And so I'd probably go Waddle, Chase, I'm assuming Watson is not playing, and I'm not sure if Pearsall's playing, so Wandale Robinson's healthy. But for flex, we could put in Harvey. So I'd go Aaron Jones at running back, Harvey at flex, and Waddle and Chase at wide receiver.
Yeah, I agree with you entirely. What about you, Pete?
Yeah, because it's half PPR, I would probably prefer Aaron Jones too. If you want a safe play, Harvey, but I would go with Aaron Jones because it's half. And then so he's got to pick two wide receivers in a flex. Yeah, I mean it's Jamar Chase.
Easily.
I'm not
Yeah.
taking a chance with Pearsall. So I'm not waiting on that. That's just foolish to be honest with you. So you need two receivers. So yeah, I mean Chase. I would go back to the well with Waddle in a good matchup. I know it's sketchy with yours, but I would still roll the dice there. And yeah, I mean, if Christian Watson's playing, I'm going to play him over Wandale Robinson, but it's a big if, right? But if Watson's out there, I'll play him over Wandale. I don't know the times of those games, so I don't even know if we're going to get a decision.
Oh, remember though, you could do Harvey over the third receiver because it's a
Yeah,
flex.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I think I would probably go with Harvey then too. If you could flex one, I would go with Chase, I'd go Waddle, and I would go with Harvey. Yeah, that would probably, and I would go with Aaron Jones. So that would be my four.
Yeah,
Now I will make one change because you did say if Watson's playing. If Watson's playing, I'm putting him in over Waddle.
I'm still
If
not
he's
doing
playing.
that.
Yeah, I'll do that. If he's playing, I'm putting him in over Waddle because he just needs 3 catches to score more than Waddle, and we don't know about yours. That's the only reason.
He's just a better Quentin Johnston, in my opinion. This is from we got Colby the Cattle Dog saying, "Hey, that's the wife." Dustin Stone. So we're gonna go back to one at a time, and we'll try to go rapid fire because we got a lot to get through. Dustin Stone says, "Got hit by Puka last night. Yay! Who has the best upside? T. Higgins, Christian Watson, BTJ, or Judkins?" I think the answer unequivocally is T. Higgins in a plus matchup. I think T. Higgins has to be right up the play. But is he playing?
I don't know if he's playing either.
Yeah.
He's missed practice all week.
If he's not, I think the answer is Christian Judkins. All right, Greg, this one's for you. We got Merry Christmas from Jerry.
Merry Christmas. That's Merry an easy Christmas,
one. KB, we see your question over on X. Head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel, smash a like, subscribe, ask your question in here, and we'll gladly get to it. LB Prod says, "Hey, thanks for doing this. Super Torn, you're very welcome. I can start too. Woody Marks, RJ Harvey, Marvin Harrison Jr. We answered this. It was a super. Okay, user says pick one flex PPR: Mike Evans, Jameson Williams, Travis Etienne, Emmanuel Wilson. This one's for you, Greg.
I love Travis Etienne, but I'm sorry, I'm going to go JMO here. I think Detroit's going to eat up that Pittsburgh defense in Detroit. And by the way, hi KB.
We got another super sticker here from Tates Sutton. Thank you for the super. Did he ask a question? Generally appreciate the super. Thank you for supporting that. He did ask a question.
Yeah, it's 2 up. It says full PPR, need a wide receiver flex. Do I go with Reed and Mika? Yeah, you got
it. Tate Sutton with the super. Thank you for supporting the dream. He says full PPR, need a wide receiver and a flex. Do I go Reed, Emeka, or Addison? Then for flex, I got Harvey, Gainwell, estimate. Need a wide receiver and a flex. So I think your wide receiver here has got to be Jordan Addison for floor, Reed for ceiling, and Mekabuka somewhere in between.
I want to do this. I want to do the stand on that.
You want me to stand on business?
Yep, I do.
I love this. Okay, cool.
Hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business.
All right, floor is yours. What do you need me to stand on?
How can you go with you can't go with Emeka because he's been putrid since week 6.
I didn't say
Reed hasn't been all that much either. And although Addison hasn't been great, we know he's got chemistry with JJ. And that matchup in New York is prime for Reed to break out. Reed has got to be the right wide receiver. I don't think it's even close with the other two.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the matchup, right? You got Jalen Johnson, who's healthy and back, and he's going to be in the alignment. If we don't have right now Christian Watson, sure, that gives Jaden Reed a bump, but I still think it's going to be all Josh Jacobs in the run game. It's an ugly weather game, like Pete alluded to earlier. So for that, Jaden Reed doesn't give you the most upside. When we're talking about upside, you want to go against the advantageous matchups and talent. And Jordan Addison has been peppered with targets.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I answered Jordan Addison.
You didn't choose Addison.
I did.
Oh, play the tape back. I don't think you did.
What did
Did
I
he
say?
choose Addison?
I said
I don't
Addison's
know.
the
I
answer.
can't say.
Reed gives you the high ceiling, and Mecca
All
is
right.
somewhere.
Well, if you chose Addison, I'm not making you stand on business because I agree with that.
I already did stand on business.
All right.
I think Harvey would be your flex play here as well for the floor. But if you need the ceiling, say you got hit by Puka or Stafford or K9, I think Estime's got to be your ceiling play there. But I do like Harvey as a floor. Any differing responses here?
Yeah, I like Gainwell. Gainwell just really impressed me the last time I watched him play. He's very quick. He runs with vision, and he's playing Detroit, who is not. Detroit is better against running backs than they are receivers. But Gainwell's the type of running back that can score on Detroit.
And when you look
So,
at
and
our,
they're going to score points in that game.
that run game travels, so I don't hate that call. I think you got good problems here at the running back position. What about you, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going with Igbuka. I'll be the one that says it. I'll go with Igbuka, and I would go with Harvey. I actually do like Addison more than Jaden Reed. This is that he knows how to find the end zone. The offense has looked a little bit better. So
And the Giants suck. Jawan, I just love saying that as a diehard Patriots fan. I just had to put that out there. I don't know whose turn it is. I'm going to assume it's
I'll
go for
take
it.
this one because I've answered
okay.
it in the chat. Jawan
Jawan
Johnson,
Johnson
you
or Darren
know,
Waller.
it's Jawan Johnson because you don't know what to expect with Quentin Ewer, and Jawan Johnson he's top 10 tight end, so you don't take him out of your lineup. Just keep him there.
Absolutely. There is no relaxing. Holy crap, we are behind. Pete, what's up? This is from Jared King. He says, "What's up, fellas? Pick two: Harvey, Dowdle, Aaron Jones, Emmanuel Wilson." Let's just go rapid fire.
yeah, if Josh Jacobs is out, Emmanuel Wilson's the guy I'm playing out of all these players, and I would go with RJ Harvey. I'm worried about Dowdle, his run style against. I know Bucks have been not that great, but they're good up in the middle, and I worry Dowdle. That's where he makes his hay. So I'm going Harvey, and I'm going with Emmanuel Wilson. Emmanuel Wilson's the lock here. If you want to move out Harvey for somebody else, that's fine.
If Jacobs does play, who's
Yeah,
the
if
third?
Jacobs plays, then I'll go with Harvey, and I'll probably go with Aaron Jones over Dowdle.
Okay. Let's go Broncos. Attaboy Pete. What's up, guys? This is from KJ Frederick. Well, I'm down big because of Puka last night. I need to have maximum upside plays in my lineup. Need this lineup help. Okay, well, ask your question, brother. PPR, we got this. Thanks again, LB Prods, for the super and supporting the dream. Vinny King says, "Hey guys, down big, face Puka, Kyron, and Darnold last night. Love that. Need two RBs, two wide receivers, and a flex. HN for sure. Hampton, yes. Judkins, Carter, Watson, Jefferson, Igbuka, Collins, or Pittman. So two running backs is Hampton and HN, easy. Two wide receivers is Collins and Jefferson. And then your flex play here, I think if we're looking at floor, Judkins would be the answer. And if we're looking at ceiling, I think Michael Pittman needs to be in the discussion. I think Igbuka, is the ultimate ceiling play, and you could use the ceiling, but I'm trying to give you perfect balance of both. Greg, this is from Jared King. He says, Dak, Hurts, Herbert, pick two.
Well, I went with Herbert over my boy Stafford last night, so I'm going with that. But I think your best bet is probably Dak. He's got the potential to be in a shootout. You need two. All right. Well, I would go with Dak and Hurts here.
Okay.
You got to see Herbert throw with that broken hand. He has not been really effective.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to start your quarterbacks respectfully against the Dallas Cowboys secondary. They are bad. We got another super, so we're going to start this and go down. This is from RE114. He says, PPR down Rice. Thanks for the super. That's on Pete's side. He says, down Rice plus maybe Higgins. Pick two Woody. If Chubb's active, Gainwell, Warren, Wilson. If Jacobs out, Carter, Estimate, Worthy, Mitchell, Coker. So is Rice out?
Well, if
Right
Jacobs is out, Wilson's the
Yeah.
easy choice.
And Rice was ruled out like an hour ago, I think.
Okay.
Rasheed
yeah.
Rice. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Tyler is it? I'm assuming Jalen Warren, but and I'm assuming that's not Michael Wilson because there's all running backs there. So I'm assuming that's Emmanuel Wilson. It's Emmanuel Wilson for me. I talked about it
Well, he
before.
did caveat it with if Jacobs is out.
Jacobs out. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, it's Emmanuel Wilson for me, and then I like Michael Carter a lot. I mean, he's got, but even before the injury, 4 targets a game over the last 4 or 5 weeks. So he's gotten a lot of touches, a lot of snaps. I'll take Michael Carter in that matchup against a soft run defense in the Falcons. So give me Wilson and give me Michael Carter.
And
Okay.
I'll go a little different. I like Wilson, but I would go a Gainwell. I just think against Detroit, that's too good a matchup to pass up.
Yeah, they're going to be behind. They're probably going to have to throw the running backs. That makes sense.
Okay. Now, Pete, I can't see because like on my phone I have my tied up. If you do see a super, just let me know.
Yeah, I see one guy, GME
Yeah,
machine.
so just let me know since my chat's all the way up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, no, it's fine. I'll let you know.
Okay, so maybe Higgins, pick two, Woody if Chubb active. I'm gonna say give me Gainwell and give me Estime. I like both of those guys. Thank you again for the super. Another super half PPR. Pick one: Brissett, Purdy, Bryce Young, or Trevor Lawrence. It's Jacoby Brissett, and it's not even close. Anybody else have a different response there?
I'm going Purdy. I talked about it. I have Jacoby at 9. I like Jacoby a lot this week. I just really like Purdy this week in this matchup against the Colts.
See, and I don't even have Purdy over Lawrence. I like Lawrence a lot, but I would go with Brissett. He's just been unstoppable since he's got the job. So fantasy wise, Brissett's a pure starter every week.
Yeah. PPR, we got that. My team is CD, Michael Wilson, BTJ, Coker, Christian Watson, Henderson, RJ, Michael Carter, tight end Waller. Can pick up Loveland. Kicker is Fairburn. Defense Vikings. Can y'all help me set my lineup? So CD Lamb, no matter what. And then for sure.
Mike Wilson.
I don't I
On those
CD Lamb,
receivers, Mike Wilson, yeah.
CD Lamb for sure. It's between Coker and BTJ for me. Michael Wilson, I'm not considering with what's his face back. I think he's flexible. So he could be in the flex discussion. Henderson, he's like the ultimate ceiling play, and RJ Harvey, I think that's good there. Waller has a great matchup, but we don't know the Ewers situation. I would pick up Loveland because it's a great matchup, and we know the QB situation. So there's that. Defense Vikings, I think, is a fine pick. They've been on fire, and then if we need a flex between Michael Carter or Michael Wilson, I would lean Michael Wilson just because I trust the pass attack a little bit more there. So yeah, that's the lineup. Clayton, we see you over on X. Head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching. Smash a like, subscribe, and we'll gladly answer your question here. This one's for you, Greg. This is from Jason Ortiz. He says, need to drop 2 to activate London and to get a defense for Week 17. B-Rob, Algier, Mike Carter, Vidal. Scared to drop Brian Robinson or Tyler just in case Bijan or CMC get hurt. Also have Hampton with Vidal. I like Tyler Algier this week.
I think B Rob is Brian Robbins is just a backup, so he'd be one I'd drop. You got to bring it back up for me. Brian Robinson, I'm not dropping Michael Carter because he's the primary there, and Vidal is splitting more than Algier is. Algier does get a lot of touchdowns, but if I've got to drop 2, I'm going to drop Algier. But I got to think you got a wide receiver somewhere you can drop to get that defense. Or drop your defense and just stream defenses.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I mean, when we're talking about red zone upside, the Cardinals give up a lot of red zone touches to running backs, and Tyler Algier has more red zone touches than Bijan Robinson. He's top 24 in the NFL. He's great within the 5. So I love the touchdown upside for Tyler Algier. I think he's in RB3 flexible territory. Got hit with Puka last night. Need upside half PPR flex T Higgins, Watson if they are playing Judkins or BTJ. This is from Dustin Stone, and this one's for you, Pete.
Yeah, we have a super chat after this. Let's see. Flex T Higgins, Watson if they're playing Judkins or BTJ. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Higgins if Higgins is up. If Higgins is up, I'll go with Higgins. If not, I'm going with Judkins over Watson and BTJ. If Higgins is playing, I'm putting him out there. Tough game last week. I'll roll with Higgins.
All right, we got the super chat from Mike Montavlo. He says, if Philly win in Saturday, should I start Hampton over Javonte since they'll have nothing to play for?
Okay, first of all, NFL players always have something to play for. They're playing for a contract next year. They don't take games off. Don't fool yourself. All right.
Yeah.
So
Also,
Javante's injured and might not even play. I'd go
yeah.
with the Marion. When in doubt, go with the healthy player.
I mean, also let's keep in mind too. I mean, Javante's playing for a contract. I
Yep.
mean,
They
he's
all
playing
are.
for a
Yeah.
contract next year. I mean, but I'm just is a guy that's been hurt. He signed a prove it deal this year. There's no way he's taking his foot off the gas, even if the team isn't playing well. I have Javante ranked 11 this week. I have Hampton at 20. I'm playing Javante.
Does the news of Quinn Williams being out sway you and make you bump Hampton up a little bit, Pete?
I didn't know Quinnen was ruled out. I Not really. The Vidal split is too much right now. I mean, even now, Hampton actually had more total touches last week while only playing. Vidal had 60% of the snaps last week, and Hampton still out touched him. But still, I'm not there. I really like Javante in this matchup. I know the Chargers are a
If he's
stingy
playing.
defense, but I'm up with him. And I don't see an injury designation for
Yeah.
Javante, so he's got to be playing.
Well, I thought he was questionable and was a game time decision.
I'll say this about Javante: the volume is just
Um,
too good to pass up on. It's just too good to pass up on. So I think Javante I do have ranked slightly
oh
higher, but
yeah,
I
okay.
did bump Hampton
He
up.
was listed as limited, but
Yeah,
it looks like he's going to be good to go.
yeah,
No,
and he came back from the injury and finished the game against Minnesota, so he'll be fine. All right, hi guys. Start. This is from Paul. Paul. This is from Paul P. He says, "Hi guys. Start Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins this week. Riding high after Puka 46 points last night. I don't know whose turn it is.
I think it's Peters.
Peter.
Yeah, Paul's one of my guys, so I'll answer that. That's fine. Yeah, I have Rodgers ranked decently high. I have him as my quarterback 16. He's on a heater the last 2 weeks. It's indoors. They're going to be playing from behind. Lions secondary's beat up. No Brian Branch. I'll go with Rodgers. I do have to say, I did drop down Purdy in my rankings while we were talking because the more I looked at it, I was like, maybe I'm missing something, and I did drop him down. So I would to go back to before. I would start Jacoby just in case we get any more questions on that.
Wait
So
a minute. You said something about Detroit in talking about Aaron Rodgers. He's playing Chicago.
No, he's
no,
not.
no, 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 they're playing
Detroit is
Detroit.
not playing Chicago.
No,
Aaron,
no, no.
Aaron plays Pittsburgh. I keep thinking he
Yeah,
plays
you're,
Green
you're good.
Bay. Sorry,
You're good.
sorry about that, Peter.
Nah,
You're
you're
good
good.
for everybody's good for a brain fart once an hour. It's
Oh
fine.
man, I'm good for a lot of them.
Jason Ortiz says start three. Barkley, yes. Javante, yes. Cortland Sutton, Terry Hampton, Michael Carter. It's between Sutton and it's Hampton. Give me
I'm
Barkley. Give me
assuming
Javante.
that's scary, Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, yeah. Give
Okay.
me Barkley. Give me Javante, and give me. I do like Hampton, but I think Sutton gives you the ceiling. So, give me Barkley, Javante, and Cortland Sutton. This one's for you, Mr. Greg. He says QBs are Bo and A-Rod. Got you. We got that. Loveland or Ferguson this week from Brain Cells.
Ferguson is a safe play. Loveland is the high upside. I'm going Loveland.
Copy. Regular PPR, no tight on premium. Got you. Loveland or Schultz. I'm up by 40 from Tyler S. Perry for you, Pete.
We already answered that one earlier. We all
Yeah,
said Loveland.
he sent it a super chat after, I think.
Okay. So then you'll have this one. Start one. Warren, 67 years old, quarterback. But okay, so that's Tyler Warren. Waller, Loveland, Schultz. Okay, so it's Schultz, Loveland, Waller, or Tyler Warren. Start one, Pete.
Yeah, I'm still going with Loveland here. I have it ranked Loveland, Schultz, Darren Waller, Tyler Warren.
Thank you for tuning in, Tom. Alavi over on X. Head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. Smash a like, subscribe, help support the dream. Appreciate you. Reset Season says Brissett, Dak, or Bo Nix. Pick two RBs and wide receiver PPR. H.N. Henderson, Judkins, Sutton, T. Higgins, Wandell, or Jacoby. Brissett, Dak, or Bo Nix. I love Brissett. I think Dak has QB1 upside this week. Like you want to ride with Dak. But I think Bo Nix, just based off of the game script, is the right answer. So I'm going to go with Bo Nix. Pick two running backs and a wide receiver PPR, HN for sure. And I'm going to go with Travion Henderson, even though I am concerned in the second half, his snap usage, he had 3 snaps. It was saved by a huge touchdown. But I'm still going with Travion Henderson. It's not a great matchup, but I trust him more than Quinshon Judkins. So HN is that answer there, and give me Henderson, and then one wide receiver. Sutton is the answer. Yeah. So give me HN, Travion Henderson, and Cortland Sutton. Non PPR league, pick 2. This one's for you, Greg. This is from Jared King. Pickens, London, Jaden Reed, Coker.
Pickens easily because you don't know what to expect from Drake London. Coker's a good sleeper play. Jaden Reed, again, too many cooks in the kitchen in Green Bay. You don't know who's going to get what.
Hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business.
All right.
I got you. So let me frame my stand on business. All right. I'm a firm believer that, like, yes, it is important to be concerned with usage, but when you're looking at a fantastic player with one of the best matchups in football, where we've seen a wide receiver 1 on a weekly basis, borderline every single week against the Arizona Cardinals secondary, Drake London is not even remotely like in this discussion. Drake London is the one, and it's not even close. So, like, I need you to elaborate a little bit more on why you're starting anybody but Drake London here.
Oh, it's simple. Drake London hasn't played in how many weeks? And this week he returned to practice on a limited basis. So even if he goes out there, how's the timing going to be with this quarterback? You don't know. What you do know is that George Pickens has outperformed CeeDee Lamb all year.
Not
while
the
they were both on the
he's
field.
disappeared completely.
While they were both on the field.
He's been irrelevant. The last 2-3 weeks, he's been completely irrelevant. He needs
George
2.
Pickens is the player. It's not even close.
He needs 2. He needs 2.
He needs
Pickens
2?
is the second. Yeah.
I'd go Coker, but if you really love London, if you know London is playing,
you have
London
to wait
till you don't know that at this point. You just don't know
that he's playing.
All right, he has or the team has.
Both. He's playing.
Okay.
He wants to finish out the season. He wants to play out the season.
Okay, let's ask us what percentage of snaps do you think London is going to be on the field? 20, 30?
It has nothing to do with the percentage of snaps. It has everything to do with the quality of matchup and how efficient he can be in the matchup. Mike Evans
has everything to do with opportunity.
I'm answering. Mike Evans was a fade for a lot of people last week coming off of injury because
they didn't know, but he got the usage.
And I'm not done. And when we saw Drake London come off of injury against my New England Patriots, he finished the week as the wide receiver 1. We know that he's going to get targeted. We know that he's a gamer and he's a baller and he's going to come out and play. You want to start Drake London. It's your fantasy football playoffs. Drake London is the right answer. And then Pickens gives you the upside, but nobody gives you the safe floor and combination of upsides as Drake London in this combination.
Okay, so we basically agreed on the players, just disagreed on the order.
Well, you said Coker over London.
I said Coker possibly. I said London, if you know he's going to play, you play him.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he's going to play yet.
Okay.
And by the way, London after the hip injury, he played 55 snaps the week he came back, right off the hip this year. So I mean, if he played, he's going to play. I think there's no reason for him to be out there if he's not going to be full go. So,
but he was limited in practice all week so far.
So was Josh Jacobs last week.
Yeah, I know.
And
but
Mike
Josh
Evans,
Jacobs is limited a lot and still plays. We don't have that with
Evans is a good one too.
But like the difference between Evans and Jacobs and London is Evans was a shoulder, a collarbone, whereas this is a PCL situation. All right, this one's for Pete. Since Puka got me 46, I need safe starts. Start 5. 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, and 2 flex. Rico, Hampton, Vidal, Pollard, Monongai, if Swift misses, Estimate, Tedero, McMillan, Wandale Robinson, Shakir.
Yeah, I mean, if you want safe, you go Hampton. You have Vidal and Hampton. It's interesting and tempting to maybe just start the both of them in that backfield.
Is that out on Rico?
No. But if we're talking playing it safe, I might just want all the points from that backfield just because I think they're going to run it a lot. But I would still say Hampton and Rico. I would say he needs 1 wide receiver, 2 flex. You're going Tet if you want safe. You're going Shakir if you want safe. And then honestly, you could throw in Vidal as the other flex. I don't like Tony Pollard this week against the Chiefs. They're giving up under 4 yards a carry. It's going to be a really gross game. They're going to sell out for the run. But if we're talking about a guy that wants to play it safe here, and so if you're playing it safe, give me Vidal in the flex, give me Hampton and Rico at running back, give me Ted at wide receiver, and give me Shakir as the other flex. I don't know. Am I crazy? I mean, we're talking playing it safe. Wanda Robinson's got a tough. There's a world where that Vikings defense comes to play.
You're completely ignoring Audric Estime right now.
I would probably put Estime in as the flex.
I know. When we say safe, I know it feels like Estime is gonna be, but if the guy's really trying to play it safe, I know Vidal is gonna get touches. It could be weird with Estime. Evan Holt could go get touches. I mean,
I know,
but like will get touches.
Estime, like they'll both get touches, but it doesn't matter. The quality of touches are gonna be significant against a terrible New York Jets.
I know.
I just like attacking the Jets because I'm a Patriots fan.
He's playing it safe. That's why. That's the only reason.
I think Estime is the safe bet. I think he is over Vidal. Yeah. I think if you're going to pick between two, like I don't like, cucking my running back room respectfully. Okay. Jay Poole says, yeah, PPR. Should I start Burrow, Lamar, or Stroud? Lamar. I like Joe Burrow. I think it's a fantastic matchup, but Lamar is going to have to be all world to beat this Patriots defense. I think Stroud's got a plus matchup. I love Joe Burrow's matchup, but just based off of my rankings and just the game script, I think Lamar's the answer. Also, should I start Cam Little, McPherson, or Reichert for kicker? Thanks, fellas, and happy holidays. Happy holidays to you. I think the answer is I think the answer is Reichert. I do like Reichert a lot this week against the New York Giants. I think that the Minnesota Vikings are going to be able to move the ball at will. I just don't think that they're going to be able to score touchdowns at will. For that, I think Reichert's going to be able to put up a lot of points. Give me Reichert. I like him over 1.5 kicker points. I think it's one of the freer props on the week. We'll just take him out here until he's ready and comes back. This one's for you, Greg. This is from Matt Carmody. He says, full PPR, if Jacobs is out, would you start Wilson over Worthy or Godwin? That's Emmanuel Wilson.
I don't even think it's a question. Yes, easily.
Yeah, if Jacobs does play and he's trending towards playing, who would be
if Jacobs does play? I would probably go with Worthy here, even though I'm not real sure how Minshew is going to target him. But you got Rice out already, so Worthy gets a bigger role as it is. And when Worthy was the wide receiver one, granted with Pat Mahomes, he was doing okay. So I think I'd start him over Godwin, who is, again, there's a lot of good receivers in Tampa.
Yep, agreed. I'm pissed. I started Kyron over Terry or Hampton. Well, I mean, Kyron still did decent. This is from Jason Ortiz. Did I make the wrong move? Now I hope Terry, Hampton don't pass 11 points. Shake my head. Well, here's the thing, right? It's a no-fly zone when you're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. I think you made the right move. I think Hampton has the higher ceiling, but Kyron was the right floor. He had the volume. He had the production. He was the right answer. It just didn't translate into a touchdown.
You should have started the Michigan guy. He scored 14.
He did find the end zone. Start one. Burrow, got Chase, Stack, or Brissett, Goff, Shuck, Mariota, Love, Rodgers, another league. It's the same start one options as before, but Bo Nix, Caleb, or Trevor. So I'm going Bo Nix, and then I'm starting Joe Burrow. I'm starting Joe Burrow over Brissett, but it's very close.
I like Brissett. I would have started Goff over those guys.
Yeah,
Goff is going to have to throw, and he's got good receivers. And I would have probably gone with a Trevor Lawrence. He's just been playing well. I realize it's a tough matchup, but I just think he's going to have to throw to win that game.
Gotcha. Shout out to our guy Sleaze. He says, look at these studs. Hopefully the travel's going well. We need to catch up big time. This is from Josh Hagan. He says, happy PR, Aaron Jones, Estime, Harvey at RB, Chase, Waddle, Wandell Robinson, Watson, and Purcell at wide receiver. Need an RB. Kyron went already. 2 wide receivers and a flex. Oh, he asked, this is a super. We already answered this. Nick Robert, head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. Smash a like, subscribe. We'll gladly answer your questions here. All right, this one's for you, Greg. This is from Reese. We'll just say
I'm
Reese.
going Estime.
Okay.
I'm not touching
the people who are listening audibly. Let me ask.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. It's completely fine. PPR, Egbuka, Jaden Reed, Audric Estime. Who'd you say?
estimate. I'm not touching Egbuka, and again with Reed, you just don't know who's going to get the touches in Green Bay.
Yeah, I don't disagree within those options, but Egbuka is hard to sit. Kind of need to ride with him. All right, this one's for me. This is from Tyler. Tyler's. This is from Tyler. Jackson Dart or take a flyer on Stroud or Bryce Young. I'm riding with Jackson Dart. Thanks again, Sleaze, for the super sticker. Generally appreciate you, brother. This one's for you. This is Jeff Rogers. Need one wide receiver, one flex, full PPR. Scary Terry, RJ Harvey, Estimate, Michael Carter, Coker, and Worthy. One wide
Okay,
receiver, one flex, full PPR.
I am probably going with RJ Harvey and Scary Terry.
Good call. I based off of the reasons that you alluded to earlier, which
Yeah.
is going to make me bump Worthy up. I'm going to go RJ Harvey and Worthy, but I respect the Terry call as well. Sweet says pick two. Estimate Dowdle if Wilson, Wilson if no Jacobs, Jordan if Mark's out. Estimate for sure and Dowdle for sure. If there's no Jacobs, then I'm going to go with Wilson. Jawar Jordan's not somebody I'm very bullish on this week. We got a super chat over on my side. So we'll head down there and we'll answer this. And Pete's ready to come back. Stephen Drakes, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for supporting the dream. Generally means the world, man. He says, fellas, Dak or Burrow, half PPR. It's Joe Burrow. Judkins or Henderson. It's Henderson. Also need two between T-Mac, Egbuka, Coker, and Michael Wilson. Thanks, Egbuka and T-Mac. I'm going to ride with those guys. Anybody have any differing opinions on this one?
I do.
I do.
I'm going with Dak. I'm going with Dak because I think it's going to be a shootout in Dallas. I think there's going to be a lot of passing. Half PPR, I'm going with Judkins because I just don't trust Travion. I just don't.
Yeah.
At wide receiver, I'm never touching Egbuka again this year. So I'm probably going with Michael Wilson and Coker because I don't think T Mac's going to play. If T Mac plays, I replace Coker with T Mac.
Am I just too low on Michael Wilson with Marvin Harrison Jr. out
I
there?
think you are, yeah.
I think you are.
I may
They
need to
give up
reconsider my rank.
they
I
give
have
up
him as wide receiver
so
38.
much. They give up so many points to wide receivers. They're giving up 41.2 points over the last 4 weeks to the wide receiver position is the Atlanta Falcons. They've given up
I'm not,
59
I know it's a plus matchup. That's why I'm
receptions.
so high on Marvin Harrison Jr. That's why he's my wide receiver
But
15.
Marvin Harrison Jr.,
Wait,
even
we
when
also
he's
do we know is Marv his favorite? I mean, I know he came back for one game, but there's been more and
They
more
always
games
seem to feed
together.
the alphas and the alphas in the room. Michael
there's
Wilson's
only
been
been
great.
there's
Really good.
there's only been one game since Wilson went off. There's only been one game where both Harrison Jr. and Wilson were on the field together. And yes, Marvin Harrison got the bull amount of the targets in that game. But that said, the next game, Harrison missed and Wilson went back to double digit targets and good performance. Harrison, when he was getting the double digit targets, wasn't performing at the same level as Wilson. I think it changes this week. I think you see Wilson as the primary and Harrison as the secondary this week.
My counter argument, right? When we look at both of them being on the field, it comes down to efficiency, right? Michael Wilson has the Garrett Wilson effect, where it seems like it's a Wilson thing, where like it's volume and volume alone, right? And that's how they benefit. But he has not been efficient in the opportunities. When we see volume plus efficiency, Marvin Harrison Jr. is the clear guy there. So that's why I have him at wide receiver 38. Yeah, he's flexible, but between T Mac
Well,
and Akuka,
let me
two
ask
guys
you,
that have a lot of touchdowns.
efficiency? What is efficiency when you catch 15 out of 18 targets? That's pretty efficient.
Okay, so when we're talking
He doesn't
about
control where the targets, where the throws are to.
that is a one game sample size, right?
But he's
That's a
only
one
been
game.
in three.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's
he's
a
only
one
been
game
three
sample.
where he was primary.
Yeah, and it was a fantastic plus matchup if you recall the matchup that he did do that. And against Houston, we saw him borderline disappear. Yes, it's a great matchup, but we're not going to see the efficiency and volume metric. He's volume dependent. I don't think the volume's there. So that's why I'm out on him.
Well,
Pete, sorry, I was so rude with my question there. Please answer this one unless you did already.
Well, Steven's my guy. What's up, Steven? Good to see you, man. But yeah, Dak for me, same reason that Greg laid it out. I worry I think Burrow's going to have a fine game, but Miami's defense has gotten sneakily better this year down the stretch, and I also worry that game script could get away from it. Dak's going to be in a more competitive game. So I'm definitely taking Dak over Burrow. I also prefer Judkins over Henderson if it's half point PPR. Henderson Henderson is the guy that's hard to not have on the field because not play because one play and he can make you your week. But you can say the same with Quinshawn Judkins. He's just playing in a worse offense, but he's also playing in the much more plus matchup. And Henderson is still splitting a decent amount of time with Ramondre. Ramondre still got more snaps last week than Henderson did. So I'm going with Judkins in a half point PPR. If it was regular PPR, I prefer Henderson. And then to end it off, I prefer T Mac, and I will go with Michael Wilson as well. And I was trying to look to see if I could just see at least the target share when Marv and week 13 target share wise, Michael Wilson 17.5%, Marvin Harrison had 17.5% as well. Now, mind you, Marv did leave that game early. In week 10, 15.6% target share for Michael Wilson, 26.7% target share for Marvin Harrison, which I believe was that game against Dallas. So I think both guys are going to eat. I think that's the point. I think both guys are going to perform well. Michael Wilson's too hot, and this is a great matchup to not have him in your lineup. That's why he performed great in a tough matchup last week against Houston. So,
okay. Jeff with a super chat here, $5 holler over on the BDE side. Appreciate you, brother. As always, thank you for supporting the dream. He says, PPR flex, sit one, Travion, Jennings, or Hampton. Disregard my other chat question. Copy. Travion, Jennings, Hampton. Shit.
Is that Jawan Jennings?
Yeah, it's got to be Jawan Jennings. Ooh, we got a
I
wild
love
James in the house.
Jennings this week.
Good to see you, Who Hames.
Well, I'm going to set Jennings. I'm going to keep Travion and Hampton in my lineup.
I'm setting Travion here. I'm sitting Travion here.
I'm sitting Hampton.
You okay? Okay.
I'm sitting one of them. I can't. Jawan Jennings is the must start for me.
You
I got
have
him
to
at
start Jawan Jennings.
I love him this week. He's been awesome.
Yeah, you have to start Jawan Jennings, and it's a plus.
I'm worried about is it his ankle or his knee? He's got a problem with an injury. He's been missing practices.
That's a Pearsall, right?
Missing both practice. Of them. Okay. Both of them have a leg injury.
Yeah.
Who Hames? You're the tiebreaker. Who are you sitting
I think I said Travion.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. It's just
pretty close.
It's the Ramondre effect, and it's not.
Maybe I got to move Hampton up more. Then maybe you're convincing me I can move Hampton up.
Yeah.
Like with Quentin Williams missing,
you have to.
Big deal. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Who Hames? Floor is yours. Please introduce yourself to the folks. Thanks for hopping in on such short notice. Didn't expect you to hop in, but I'm grateful that you're here. You're one of my favorites of all time. So please let the folks know who you are, where you're from, how they could support you in your content. And please, guys, take a moment to go subscribe to him. He's so close to his goal of monetization of 500 subscribers. So take a moment to go support him, please.
What's the channel?
It's just Who Hames. Just as it's on the screen there. Nothing fancy. But yeah, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make it tonight. I took my mom out today. We did Christmas shopping, took her out for a really nice steak dinner. So been a good day. Now time. It's going to be awesome.
Love it. All right. So guys, we really need to catch up. So you guys unequivocally all know ball. We know that you guys all know ball. No need for like the big descriptions. Let's just answer the questions rapid fire and get through this, or we'll never get through it. And we want to answer everybody's questions, supers or not. Please let me know if there's a super on your side, Pete. Who Hames, if you could pay attention to supers on my side, please let me know that as well. So we're going to go rapid fire. We'll start with Who Hames since he's back, and then we'll go from there. Slee says, "Merry Christmas, y'all." Pete, I think he meant to say Greg, not George. Okay. Iggy says, "Hey guys, played Kyron last night. With Rice out, who should I play in my flex? Henderson, Woody Marks, or Audric Estime? Who are you playing here? Who Hames?"
Woody Marks if he plays, and I'm not in on Estime like everybody else. But the matchup's good. I don't like him as talent. I would go Woody or Henderson.
I respect it. All right. I need Goff to see ghosts. It's going to be tough. Goff will be good. He will be really good. Iggy says easy Henderson. Hurts for me. Okay, we got that. Pick one, PPR or Brees or Judkins. I think Judkins is your safe floor pick, but it's a plus matchup for Brees Hall against the New Orleans rush defense. I think if you need the ceiling, I think Brees is your ceiling. If you need the floor, it's Quinshon Judkins. This one's for you, Greg. This is from Evo Boy. He says PPR, pick one RB and one flex. Chase Brown, Bucky Irving, Judkins, T-Mac, Waddle, Marks if he plays.
I'm going Chase Brown as the starting running back, and I'm going Bucky Irvin as the flex.
Yeah, I love Bucky Irving this week. I think Bucky Irving is going to absolutely smash. His rushing yards prop is the freeze
We
prop.
answered this. This came in as a super chat later. We answered this.
Oh, this came as a super later? Okay. Hi, fellas. Hi, Greg. Estimate Genty or Hubbard, full PPR, Pete, or Jalen Warren.
Pass. I hate all of them. I'll take Genty just for the volume, but I don't like any of these guys, man. Honestly, I don't love Estime this week. There's a world where if you told me I love Estime, I'd start him over Genty. I'd be like, you know what? I'm okay with that. But I'll go with
Welcome to
Genty.
Fantasy Football. Welcome to Fantasy Football 2025. It's great. Wandell or Reed and Michael Carter or Javante for you, who Hames?
Javante for sure, between Javante and Michael Carter.
Yeah, and then Reed or Wandell.
Yeah, I probably Wandale. Just we know he's going to get some volume. Reed has a higher upside though, in my eyes.
Had a first round bye and only to lose Adams and Rice this week. Ain't that that sucks, brother? I'm so sorry.
Yes, it is a B.
Yeah, we already answered this one, correct? Yes, we did. Okay. What's up, No Cap Mac? No Cap Mac was one of those sickos who tailed me on Terrence Ferguson anytime touchdown. We almost got the 2 touchdown bet there as well. Yo, how we doing, boys? Great. Pick 2 RBs and 1 wide receiver. Hampton, yes. Henderson, yes. T-Mac, Evans, or Jennings. Jennings above all of those guys. Super chat, we already answered that. Appreciate it, guys. We appreciate you, sir. Y'all playing Woody Marks with an injury or Quinn Ewers in the super flex?
I answered this in my chat.
You did? Okay. I have a question for DST. We got that one as well. Question above. PPR Sutton or Tet, Greg?
I answered this. Keep it going. I answered this.
Which defense? Okay.
Answered that.
Okay, so we're just answering the ones from mine.
Yeah, I was answering some of them. I stopped right there, but I was just trying to get to my chat. I'll answer the more recent ones on my chat on my end now, and you could just keep rolling.
Okay. Also for defense, Cincy, Tampa, Green Bay, or Titans. Thanks, fellas. That's one's for you, Greg.
Oh, it's going to be Cincy because rookie quarterback first start.
Makes sense. Question for all the boys. I got Etienne and Hendy in as locks. We answered this one. Uno Mass above. We got that. Would love to start. Would you start at flex? Swift, Marvin Harrison Jr., Moore, or Reed? This is a good question, Pete.
I'm gonna go with DJ Moore here.
I respect that answer. I think it's the right answer. Hey boys, started Parkinson last night. I would have told you not to, and played against Puka. 12 team, half PPR, need 2 RBs. Bijan, Bucky, Derrick Henry, Travion, 2 wide receivers, JMO, Evans, Michael Wilson, London, Tet, and a flex. Holy crap, who Hames? You got your work cut out for you, sir.
I mean, Bijan I have as my RB1 this week. So definitely him. And if we're shooting for ceiling, like I think we have to go with Bucky as well. And on the wide receivers, Evans and Drake London would be who I would play because you're looking for gigantic weeks going against Puka. Like you have to just shoot for the ceiling.
Love it. Bring it to the stream.
Wait a minute, he's got one more for flex.
Oh, was it a flex too?
Yeah, there was 1 flex. 2 wide receivers in a flex. I thought there was.
Half point PPR. I think I go Michael Wilson.
He said at the end of flex. Okay.
Yeah, I think
I'd have done Derek, King Derek.
Yeah, you got to play Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry is going to absolutely smash. Bringing it to the stream, Knicks over Dak. Yes, I'm going to say Bo Nix unequivocally over Dak. I like the game script. I like how he's been playing. We're either going to get Bo Nix or bipolar Nix. I'm riding with Bo Nix this week. I know you like Dak. You should like Dak. He's been QB3 since the bye week, but he's also struggled, and I don't think we need to see a heck of a lot of Dak this week. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I'm playing for my highest implied point total, which is Jacksonville versus Denver. I love that game, and I don't think we're going to see RJ Harvey doing it a lot on the ground. We're going to see Bo Nix having to air it out. All right, this one's for Greg. This is from Nate Kahn from our Patreon and
Not
Discord.
a question. It's not a question.
Yeah, I've played K9 15 weeks in a row, listened to Sleaze, and finally sat him. I would have told you not to. All good. Should I flex Wandell or London? Greg?
If you need a floor, Wandell. If you need a ceiling, London. It depends on what you need.
I respect it. This is from Nick Munson. He says, Ted or Mannion Wilson if Jacobs is out. Pete?
Emmanuel Wilson for me. I'm smashing him. He's looked too good in those matchups when Jacob's been out. We did just get another super chat, by the way.
Yeah, we got one on Big Draft Energies as well.
We got one on my side as well. I just see this. Steve.
Okay, yeah, that's the one.
My man Pete, can you guys give me Ration Alien why Prescott over Burrow, especially against Chargers defense? Appreciated, fellas. They're playing for
shootout.
I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I think when you're looking at the Chargers defense, they've been shut down. But Dak is going to have to play out of body if they want to win. And I think they're going to have to want to win. With Quinnen Williams being out, we can rely on the Chargers making this a high implied shootout game script on their side. So Dak is going to have to counter that out. So to add to Greg's point, shootout, I do think Dak Prescott's going to be good, but I personally have Burrow over Dak.
Well, and my problem with Burrow is game script. With a rookie quarterback in his first start, it's highly unlikely Miami puts up a lot of points, and Miami's rush defense is not great. You could see an awful lot of Chase Brown. They're not great. They're not terrible, but they're not great.
They've been actually one of the best in the last 5-6 weeks, though, Greg.
Yeah, but
yes,
who have their faith?
I think you're going to see a lot more of Chase Brown this week than you are of Burrow going deep.
I think Burrow's going to put up 50.
Yeah, I mean, so right now, from a passing yard standpoint, I'm just looking at the over and unders for this game right now for both those quarterbacks. They think Burrow's going to throw the ball 36.5 times. It's minus 110. His passing touchdowns line is set at minus 180 for 1.5 on the over. If you look at Prescott, his yards are set at 246.5. He's also expected to go up, throw 2 touchdowns, but Burrow's actually projected to go over 2 touchdowns more than Dak Prescott is, but Dak is expected to get more yards. So do that what you will. I still prefer Dak. I think it's a great start either way, but I'm going to go with the guy I think that's going to be in a higher game, and I think Greg hit it on the head. I just worry that Miami's not going to have enough at quarterback to support a high-scoring game. So
I'm going to go with the under on Burrow's pass attempts. I would go with the under because I don't think they're going to have to throw to hold the lead against Miami.
You're giving Cincinnati's defense way too much credit.
I'm not. I'm giving Miami's offense no credit. That's what I'm doing.
I mean, Devon Achane is going to nuke. I think
Burrow's projected more yards and more more likely to go over 2 touchdowns, by the way. But I still prefer Dak.
Yeah.
I also prefer.
Hey, Greg.
Greg says, hi, fellas. What's up, Greg? Estime or Genty or Hubbard, full PPR. Did we answer this one? No, we didn't.
Yeah, I think you might have got lost. Yeah. You might have got lost. I think you went through these for a second at one point.
Well, I probably did start the right one. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Who Hames? This is from Frosty. He says, any word on Woody playing? And if so, wouldn't it be risky since he's always been hurt in every game? Looks like, yeah, he's not going to finish games. It's tough. But who Hames, what do you think?
I haven't seen anything specifically on this. I'm going to assume he plays. I'm going to assume he gets hurt again, but I'm also going to assume he gets 15 to 20 points.
Okay, we'll let you answer this one as well from Jeff. He says, flex, Jennings or Hampton?
I'm going to go ahead and say Hampton. I know. Yeah. I like Hampton. I like him to catch balls this week too.
If time was not a thing, I would tell you to stand on the fuck business, but we're not going to do that right now. I have Godwin or Reed to pivot over Woody. I'm not pivoting to Godwin this week because he got saved by a touchdown last week. I don't love Godwin. I really don't. Lamar Jackson or Jacoby Brissett. It's Lamar Jackson for me. Greg, full PPR. This is from Tate Sutton. He says, full PPR, Rice out. So now do I go Reed, Emeka, or Addison? Then in flex, do I go Harvey, Gainwell, SMA, or one of those wide receivers?
Okay, well, I go Addison at wide receiver. I'm not playing Amika at all. And again, with Reed, you don't know what you're going to get. So I'd go at flex with either RJ Harvey, Estime, or Gainwell. I would probably go Gainwell because as a Detroit fan, I know we give up tons of fantasy points to our opponents.
I respect it. Which kicker, Boswell, Pinheiro, or Andy Borregales? Pete?
Don't give me this one. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. No, don't pass. I don't know. If I answer this, I'd be giving you an uneducated answer. My heart says Pinheiro, but maybe Boswell because he's in a dome in a high scoring game. But I couldn't answer this
My
truthfully.
rationale for kickers always goes this way. Which offense is going against a defense that gives up a lot of yards but can't punch it in on a frequent basis? I think the answer is Boswell, and that Pittsburgh offense is going to do that. We'll let you answer this one as well. I'm leaning Purdy over Lamar. What do you think here, Pete?
I'll still go with Lamar. I like Purdy, but after some soul searching in the beginning of the show, I bump Purdy down. I'll go with Lamar here.
Okay, last one for you, Pete, because we've
Super.
giving you two short ones. He says up against Puka, I have Drake London. Would you also start Pitts if or stack Dallas with Hurts?
Dallas Goddard.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't registering in my brain. Um, is the correct answer to sit Pitts and start London and Dallas Goddard though? I mean, are we just? I mean, would you? I mean, if the question was Drake London or Kyle Pitts this week, who are you playing? I know Greg's saying Pitts because he does not love London this week, but
No, I'm not. I don't like Pitts this week. He does
okay,
terrible when Drake London's on the field.
Yep.
and you got to
okay,
look at
so
it this way, right? Kirk Cousins will have an out of body experience anytime he plays the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then go back to being pedestrian old Kirk. So yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you. It's
Now,
London over.
Goddard hasn't been all that great either. I'd check and see if Colston Loveland is on your waiver wire or somebody else. I'd look for somebody else because I don't like Goddard or Pitts in this week.
I'm going God. I have Goddard as my tight end 3 this week.
It's my
Bobby
tight end
Wagner
four.
can't freaking fight his way out of a paper bag right now in pass
Dallas
defense.
Goddard over 17.5 longest receptions, one of the freest pops in football because they give up over 20 yards on average, longest reception to the tight end position on a weekly basis. I'm so sorry for cutting you off. I just need to get that out
No,
there.
no, you're good. It's London and Goddard for me. I just felt like we had to go back because it felt like they would have assumed we were all saying Pitts and Dallas Goddard, and it's definitely got to be
You don't want
London.
to chase last week's results, and that's why I
Yeah,
fucking love you because you got the balls not to chase consensus or last week's results.
yeah.
Another super from my guy Jeff. Thank you so much, brother. He says I'm starting Tracy Vidal and Estime are on waivers. Make a move. I'm starting Estime over Tyrone Tracy this week. I think the volume's going to be enticing for Tyrone Tracy, but I am higher on Estime than most. What say you? Because I know you got two of you don't like Estimate. Greg, you're kind of in between on Estimate. You like him more than you dislike him. So, Greg, what's your answer here? Are you making a
I
move?
like
Or,
both Vidal and Estime over Tracy, to be honest, this week.
so, who would be your lean?
But I would probably go with Estime, who's more likely to get the lion's share of the carries than Vidal. Vidal
Yeah,
will get 15 touches, but he's not going to get 20, 25. And
I think
Estime might.
I think where Vidal will succeed or Marion Hampton is in the receiving upside as well. Running backs receiving yards is a free lock on a weekly basis. I just don't know which one I want to bet on. I might just stagger them or just bet on both. What about you, Hukru?
So I've been on Tracy 2 of the last 3 weeks, and I'm very out on Tracy this week overall. The matchup's really bad. Minnesota's depending on which metric you look at, the third or first or the best team in the league against running backs in the air, and that's where Tracy gets a lot of his volume. So I'm going to take Audric Estime here, who I'm not a huge fan of this week, just because I don't think Tracy's going to be able to get there in the air where he's did most of his damage this year.
Copy. Pete, take us home.
Yeah, I'm going with Tracy. I know Tracy. I'm not a huge Tracy fan, but I do think the tide's changing a little bit. I think they're trying to get him on the field more. Brian Daboll gone. The snap share was the highest he's had all season long by a lot. So I'm going with Tracy, and I will go with if you're playing it safe, go Vidal. If you're going for ceiling, you go Estime. That's how I roll.
That's a great answer. All right, who Hames? This is from We Buy Homes Near You. Once again, guys, let's go rapid fire. Unless it's a super, going rapid fire. Try to give the shortest answers as humanly possible because we got so many chats to catch up on. This is from We Buy Homes Near You. Need a ceiling play since Kyron was a dud last night in non PPR. Start 2 running backs. Gibbs, Kyron played. Hampton, Henderson, or Aaron Jones. Played against Jamar Chase. Playing against Jamar Chase, A10, and Josh Jacobs stinks. You definitely need ceiling.
I'm playing Gibbs and Hampton.
Okay. Next, full PPR. This is from Tate Sutton. We answered this one. It was a super. Down big. Start two. Full PPR. Dowdle, Judkins, Harvey, Tracy, Wilson. If Jacobs doesn't play, Monangai if Swift doesn't play. I think Swift is good to go. I'm almost sure he's good to go. I think the answer here is RJ Harvey and Rico Dowdle, but I'm torn between Dowdle and Judkins because the volume for Judkins should be spectacular. The efficiency should not be. I just need more information on that offensive line. If we get news that offensive line's healthy, you got to plug in Judkins. He'll be bumped up significantly, and I'm breaking my rules here. I'm apologizing. KB, head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube side. We hear you. We see you over on X. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, Greg, HN, Bucky, Judkins, and Harvey need to.
First two,
Yeah,
HN
easy.
and Bucky.
Yeah, super easy. You got the easy one there, brother.
I appreciate that.
Pete, Dak, Purdy, or Brissett?
Yeah, I'm going with Dak, but Jacoby's one spot behind him for me.
My man. My good friend Colin Whitman, good to see you, brother. One of my favorite Twitch guys, one of my favorite former Call of Duty guys. He says the man, the myth, the legend. Good to see you, brother. God bless you. Pete, we haven't played Call of Duty in a while. All right,
man.
I know you need to get the new one. It's pretty fun. Pick 3 PPR: Chase Brown, Javonte,
Williams.
Yeah,
Javonte Williams. My bad. Woody Marks, Tracy, Brees Hall. Pick 3. Who?
I play the first 3. If Woody sits, I probably play Brees over Tracy.
Comprende. Need upside. Opponent has Brissett. Start 2. Evans, Pickens, Michael Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr. It's Mike Evans and Marvin Harrison Jr. for me if you need the upside. Only play former Ohio State players this week. Hell no. Hell no. Reports are Jacobs is closer to doubtful this week. That is wild. Emmanuel Wilson. Yikes. Leaning Darren Waller over Jawan Johnson since he gives up the most fantasy points to the tight end, except for Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews last week. I don't hate that call. It's Quinn Ewers that has a lot of people tilted. Greg, PPR, choose 2. T-Mac, Jaden Reed, Brian Thomas Jr., Jalen Waddle.
Assuming T-Mac plays, he'd be number 1. And BTA, Brian Thomas Jr. would be my number 2.
Okay.
I realize that he may be facing Sertan Island, but I'd still go with him number 2.
We got this super. Pete, is there any supers on your side that we need to get to?
Okay. I'm just answering my chat.
Okay. Choose one. This is from
We did this one.
We got the Ja'Cory, Brisket, May, or Purdy. I don't think we did this.
I don't think Drake Mays came up once yet tonight.
No.
Okay.
8-2.
It's Drake May for me.
Yeah. We got the super. Who Hames? This one's for you. I'm starting Nico and Olave as my 2 wide receivers. Who should I play at flex? McLaurin, Devonta Smith, Gainwell, Warren, Debo, Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs misses.
I probably play Gainwell, and it's close with Devonta Smith.
Yeah. Okay.
Stand on it. Stand on it. How do you not play Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs is out? That's the only question we have.
Hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business.
All right, hold on. No, that's not the camera angle. Disco, what the hell are you doing? What the hell?
Who can just answer?
Yeah. There we go.
I can answer. Like,
go ahead.
I want all kinds of pieces from the Detroit-Pittsburgh game. I believe that's going to be a very high-scoring game. Like, I kind of think it's going to hit like 55 points. The Lions themselves are not good at defending against the pass, or 2 running backs. and that is where Gainwell does all of his damage. Do you know there's only 3 running backs in the league that that lead their team in receptions, and Kenneth Gainwell is one of those. And like I think that's how they're going to have to keep up with the game. I think Detroit's defense is banged up enough in the back end that they're going to score a bunch of points. Jalen Warren he's getting less and less snaps. Aaron Rodgers absolutely loves Gainwell. And whenever it comes to the Emmanuel Wilson side of this, like the Bears defense is pretty solid. I do get that. Have we heard if Zach Thomas is going to play yet? Like he's game time decision.
Tremaine Edmonds is trending upwards. So that's the last report I saw.
Okay. But like if Zach Thomas out, like there's even more of a reason to not play him. And if he does play, he's probably not going to be 100%. So, and the Bears defense, they're bad on the back end a lot more than on the front end. Now, that doesn't mean that Wilson can't have a good game. But I think that Gainwell is like a lock for 15 points in full.
It's either are you chasing efficiency or are you chasing volume, right? Because I think that's what it comes down to. And you're chasing the efficiency. I respect it. All right, this one's for me. This is from Vinny. He says Olave, Chase, and Evans need to. I'm assuming that's Jamar Chase. If it's Jamar Chase, then you're going Jamar Chase and Mike Evans. You're sitting Chris Olave. Full PPR, Chase Brown, Etienne, or Rico. Pick one. This is from our guy, Praith. This is for you, Greg.
Chase Brown. I think he's going to get 20 plus carries plus 4 or 5 catches.
I love it. And he's going to find the end zone.
Hey, Pete disagrees. He should be able to say why real quick.
Etienne's on fire, not splitting time. Josh Jacobs had a good game against Denver last week. I'm riding with Etienne. And Dolphins, we talked about it before, their defense has been one of the stingiest to running backs the last 4 or 5 weeks, too. They're one of the toughest.
But the Dolphins have also played nobodies at running back.
They played Derrick Henry. I'm not sorry, not Derrick Henry.
James Cook.
I don't even know. I have to look back at the schedule. I can't recall.
Please do so while I continue to ask these questions. Playing defense here, my opponent needs an RB. Looks like Josh Jacobs isn't playing. I'd pick up Emmanuel Wilson, drop one Waller or Monangai. Who are you dropping here, Pete? Darren Waller or Kyle Monangai to pick up Emmanuel Wilson?
It's Darren Waller. If you're not playing Waller in this matchup, you got to drop him.
Yeah, if you're not playing him now, you're never going to play him. Worthy or estimate half PPR. Who Hames?
That's pretty close, but I'll take the running back.
Okay, estimate. What up, fellas? Good to see you, Charlie. He says start Burrow, Dart, or Mayfield. Burrow for me, but Mayfield's very close. Dart, this is the week where I'm kind of like out on him. Minnesota's been shut down. Burrow's got great matchup, but last week he has me scared. Not gonna lie, it wasn't a great matchup last week. Give me Joe Burrow. I like him. He's a gamer. Do
you want those numbers now?
Yes. I want to know who they played the last 4 or 5 weeks.
All right. Week 9, Derrick Henry had 12.1 points.
Okay.
Week 10, James Cook had 7.7. He had 13 carries.
Who was the other running back for them in week 9 for Baltimore? And how many points did he?
Mitchell, he had 1.8 points. Justice Hill had 1.5.
Okay.
James Cook, week 10, 7.7 points. Ty Johnson had 2.6. Ray Davis had minus 0.2. Washington, obviously not the best matchup. Chris Rodriguez, 8.5 points. Ja'Cory, 3.3. Then they played Devin Neal and the Saints, which, Devin Neal has looked solid, but, not a great offense. Breece Hall was held in check, only 4.3 fantasy points. He carried the ball 14 times, and that was a mess of a game anyway. And then Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren last week, right? 12.6
Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren did great.
12.6 points and 4.8.
What scoring format are you looking at?
What'd you say?
What scoring format are you looking at right now?
That would be half.
I'll make sure it's PPR. Oh, it was FF today, so maybe it wasn't PPR. Jalen Warren at 7.8, Gainwell had 19.6. But James, so that bumps up Cook to 12.7, Henry to 13.1. Still, I mean, they still kept those teams in check. If you think Burrow's going to have a great
How many
game,
touches did Henry get?
But here's the thing: it's been the same trend with Derrick Henry, right? The only one that's a shocker to me because the rest of them
19.
seems like it's in line with the performances. The only one that's a shocker was James Cook, and it was just an off week for James Cook when you put up the all 22. I think Chase Brown has the upside to nuke. They're going to get to the red zone, and he's going to get a couple touchdowns. I like Chase Brown a lot.
I get
He's a
it. I,
definite
I
start.
love Chase Brown. I love Chase
Yeah.
Brown, but
I
I'm
love,
still
I
going with
love,
him.
I love you. Now, I don't love this question, and we do have a super, but we'll get to it after this. I believe it's Greg, if I'm not mistaken. Dart or Shug. Okay, you're good. Just remember, we got people listening audibly. Okay, I gotta star that. Scroll all the way down here. We got another super here from In Lucero. Thank you so much for supporting the dream. He says Prescott or Knicks, and we're in no rush on this one, guys. It's a super, so we always got to prioritize it. And we may have to cut the show short. And if you guys have to step away, then I'll just stick around and do rapid fire. Prescott or Knicks. I'm gonna say it's Bo Nix for me. Irving, yes. Henderson or Dowdle or Hampton, pick two. Bucky Irving and O'Marion Hampton. PPR Lamb, yes. London, yes. Moore or Watson, pick three. I'm sitting Christian Watson there. So it's Bo Nix, Bucky Irving, who I love, RB1 upside, O'Marion Hampton. I'm going Lamb, London, and DJ Moore. Anybody have any differing opinions there? Yes, Greg.
I go Prescott because, again, I think it's going to be a shootout. I go
Me too.
Irving. I'm with you there, but I probably go Henderson over Hampton. But it's
Okay.
close. Hampton just shares way too much, and I don't think Henderson has been sharing as much. I like your choices at wide receiver. Although, if Watson plays, I'm putting him in over Moore.
Okay, I respect it. You guys agree?
I'm-
Who hams Pete?
I agree
Oh.
with what you said. I'm Knicks, Irving, Hampton, Lamb, London, Moore.
Yeah, Pete.
Yeah, I'm Prescott. I'm Irving. I'm in between Hampton and Henderson. I would go with Hampton. I think at this point, with the news of Williams, I didn't know he was out until we got on. And then for the two wide receiver, he says two wide receivers, but then he says pick three at the end. So I don't know if that's a typo or.
Well, he did the same thing after the running
Two
back.
running backs. Pick two running backs. Pick three wide receivers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Lamb, London, and I'm kind of with Greg. I could see a world where I go Watson over DJ Moore, but
He
I'll go
just
with
flipped
DJ
them
Moore.
2
I
weeks
just think
ago.
it's going to be a consolidation, and I think I'll go with DJ still.
I hope you got your answer. Thanks again for the super in Lucero. Appreciate it. Okay, we see you on the X side. Thank you so much for tuning in. But head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel, and we'll gladly answer that. Pete, you're up. Bonix, Dart, or Love. This is from Trone Force 8199.
Sean, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. I would go with Knicks here. I have him at 8. Jackson Dart, I have at 14, and I have Jordan Love at 13.
Perfect. Robert Tryon says, I'm in 0.5 tight end premium. I need one flex. Brees Hall, Debo, Coker, or Gatson. Who aims?
Let's go with tight end premium. I think I may just play Gadsden here.
Yeah,
Me too.
It's a decent matchup.
Yeah.
Unless you get points for return yards when I put Debo in because he's returning kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had Puka 56 points, Jennings or Myers, Sutton, anything. I think Jennings has the highest, like the safest combination of floor and ceiling, but I also think Sutton is your ultimate ceiling player in such a significant matchup. So I think you're good with Juwan Jennings there. I like the combination more than just the ceiling of Cortland Sutton because he could disappear. Bob Hope says, my team is Hertz, HN, Max, Sutton, and Jennings. Stop showing off. Playoff question. Who's my QB1? I got Trevor Lawrence, Jacoby Brissett. Waivers are Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, JJ McCarthy, or Caleb Williams. Who are you starting out of that bunch, Mr. Greg?
JJ is my sleeper this week. He's going to be a top 12 quarterback, but I'm not sitting Brissett. He scored 20 points every week. He's a sure thing. He's the only quarterback that has scored in the top 12 against Houston. No other quarterback this year has scored in the top 12 except Brissett. Put him in your lineup and forget about it.
Good answer.
I like
Mamba Case, this one's for you, Pete. Olave, Harvey, or Mike Evans at flex?
Yeah, I answered this one in my chat. I said Mike Evans.
Copy. Did you answer this one as well?
No.
Reichert, Fairburn, or Loop for you, James?
Given who the kicker question.
Fairbairn.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
there
mean,
you
I think there's going to be a lot of touchdown production for Houston.
Yeah, but
He's indoors.
I think
Yeah.
Reichert has kicker one upside for all the reasons I alluded to earlier. If you guys missed it, the reason why I like Reichert more is because I feel like we're going to see the Minnesota Vikings move the ball at will, but the Minnesota Vikings aren't good enough to score a touchdown every drive, but they are good enough to pass the half line. So I think Reichert's going to be able to produce at a very high level. His kicker points over 1.5 field goals, ladder that up to 3.
I don't know what you're talking about. Adrian Peterson is great at scoring touchdowns.
Yeah,
When you get old, you forget things.
I mean, we liked Jordan Mason almost as much as we liked Adrian Peterson at one point.
No, you don't. No,
in the off season, we were really high on Jordan Mason over on my side.
but not
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Peterson. Not AP.
He says, "What's the best site where I can get action on large parlays for player props?" Drafters Fantasy Sports, BK. You already know the deal, brother. Tight end Ferguson or Warren. I don't know who's up. Is this this is
You.
me.
Yep.
This is you.
Ferguson, or did you answer this one already?
I don't know. I thought it was me, but I'm not high on Ferguson at all this week. I have Warren.
Yeah, it's Tyler Warren. I think Tyler Warren's going to be a volume play.
You guys aren't scared by Phillip Rivers?
No, because Philip Rivers.
I'm not scared by that 49ers defense. I think that's the big thing. They're
140 passing yards.
Now, I will
It's
say,
gonna
when
get
you're
out
looking
quick.
at one of the glaring weaknesses for the Los Angeles secondary, especially recently, and it's not like they've been giving up a lot of fantasy production, but this is where we've been seeing the most fantasy production that they've given. It's to the tight end position, but there's too many mouths to feed. I think Tyler Warren's the right answer because, I mean, Philip Rivers is old as fuck, and he's going to need to.
Well, I'm going to sit and say Ferguson because I think that's a shootout game, and they're going to have to throw to him.
Prize Picks didn't accept me. Drafters will definitely accept you. Use promo code DISCO to double your first deposit, dollar for dollar, up to $100 on Drafters Fantasy. And you could tail us. We hit a fantastic 6-leg prop last week for 35x. It was great. Oh no, the second round. Who for my wide receiver 1, 2, and 3 flex spot? Wide receiver Mike Evans, Adonai Mitchell, Khalil Shakir, Devontae Adams. Well, he's out. Jordan Addison, Debo Samuel, Jacoby Myers, RBs, Emmanuel Wilson, Trayvon Henderson, Josh Jacobs, and Jonathan Taylor. RB1 is RB1 and 2. That's what he needs, and his tight end's George Kittle. Who? This one's for you, Greg.
All right, Evans, and you need 2 wide receivers or 3?
2.
3 receivers. Okay. Second.
You're right. 3.
Okay, so Evans and Myers are the top 2 for me. I'd probably roll the dice on Addison because I have a feeling he's going to score against that Giants defense. Running back, if Jacobs is out, I'm putting Wilson into every lineup I got, but not over Jonathan Taylor. Taylor's got to be your running
over
back.
Trayvon Henderson.
I'll put Wilson in over Trayvon Henderson.
I respect it. Okay, non PPR. My wide receivers are falling apart one by one.
We have a super
chat. We can get to it after this.
Yeah. Just so you know.
Copy. No, I appreciate it. My wide receivers are falling apart one by one. This is from our friend We Buy Homes Near You, one of the best names in the business. Need to. Rice is questionable. He's out. T. Higgins questionable. We don't know yet. Diggs, Jettas, Igbuka, and McLaurin. Thanks, fellas. I mean, you got good problems. Pete, who are you starting here? 2.
Yeah, I if Higgins plays, I'm going Higgins. Rice is out. We already know that, right? I'm gonna go with Justin Jefferson. I know it's tough. If you feel queasy about it, go with Diggs, but I'll go with Higgins and I'll go with Jettas.
Okay, and if Higgins misses, it's Stephon Diggs. Okay, I respect it. We got a super that we'll get to, so we'll start that. Let's go all the way down. Thank you for the super. This is Feverton or Aubrey?
Fairbairn or
Aubrey.
Fairburn or Aubrey. Okay. Yeah. Who the hell is Feverton? Is this a soccer question? I think Brandon Aubrey is an automatic click on a weekly basis. So you gotta have to go with Aubrey.
I'm going Aubrey.
Yeah.
Aubrey.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say Aubrey. Cool. Sorry if Fairburn's kicker number 1. Got to scroll all the way up. Holy fuck, fellas, we got a lot of catching up to do. Okay, flex Worthy, Pollard, Woody, or one of the tight ends. Who are your tight end options? Okay, so flex Worthy, Pollard, or Woody. Who are you flexing here? Who crew?
Woody if he plays. If he doesn't, probably Worthy. If Chris Jones doesn't play, I kind of do like Pollard. I haven't seen any news on that. There's like 5 KC defenders that are holding out this week or something right now.
Fair enough. From Brendan Martinez, in a super flex league, do I roll with Michael Carter Vidal or Audric Estime? Also Minshew or Cam Ward? Gardner Minshew. You got to play Gardner
Carter.
Minshew against the second too.
Carter for me.
Yeah. For Greg, tight end Ferguson or Waller. Also start 2 Dowdle, Pickens, and Henderson.
I'm going with Ferguson, Pickens, and Henderson.
Okay. Chicago Bear reporter said on a Chicago ESPN radio station that Josh Jacobs is more on the doubtful side heading into week 16. Something to pay attention to. Did Schefter break it? I have not been able to see that.
I don't see it. Yep.
Pete Ferguson or Tyler Warren? I think we answered
We
this
did
one.
this one earlier.
Okay. Puka is a fantasy god. Absolutely. Tight end. Okay. Full PPR, flex spot open. T. Higgins, Jaden Reed, Jalen Warren, Demont. If no T, then who? That's for you, Mr. Pete.
Jalen Warren.
Copy. Flex, Jawan Jennings or Rico Dowdle? Who Hames?
We will go. This is like neck and neck for me, but I think we'll go Jennings.
Good answer. For me, Packers beat reporter said that we were gathering is Josh Jacobs is more on the duffel side heading into copy. Thank you for the breaking news. Tight end Ferguson or Waller also start Dowdle Pickens. We answered this one as well. T Mac is healthy. Good. Thank you for the breaking news. You guys are great. I love your chat. Yo. Big week this week, boys. Let's go. Let's get weird. Tight end Ferguson or Waller also start 2 Dowdle. We got that one as well. QB 6-point passing touchdown. Stroud, Dak, Shuck, or McCarthy. Going against Brissett. I'm starting Dak here out of this bunch. All right, Greg, we got this one. Start Devonta Smith or Drake London, Greg?
Smith, because you don't know what to expect from London.
Okay. Good question. I think you got good problems. Pete, this is from Joe Akeem. He says Marvin Harrison Jr., Wilson, DJ Moore, Waller, and Dowdle, 3 spots.
Oh man. I'm gonna stick with my gut. I'll continue to go with Michael Wilson over Marv. I will go with DJ Moore here, and it's really between Dowdle and Marv here. And honestly, I'll start Marv too. I'll start both wide receivers. I'll start DJ. I'll let Dowdle and Waller sit the bench.
The ultimate cuck spot today. You cucked your running back, and now you're cucking your wide receivers. I love to see it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Feelings mutual. Evans, Olave. Who are you starting there? Who Hames?
Evans.
Yeah. Flex, Ashton Genty or Audric Estime. Can't possibly trust Genty against Houston or any team at this point. Facts. And I would have told you not to draft him. The answer is Audric Estime. Genty or RJ Harvey, Greg?
Well, I'm going Gente over the last question, but here I'm going RJ Harvey. And the reason I'm doing it over the last question is because you know he's going to get 4 or 5 targets on that against that defense.
Yeah, he's going to do diddly squat. Reeds Burns says T-Law, Aaron Rodgers, Goff, pick 2, Superflex, half PPR. Also, Echan, Aaron Jones, C-Rod, pick 1. Happy holidays and good luck with y'all's playoffs. Well, happy holidays to you as well. Pete, what you got here? Pick 2, T-Law, Rodgers,
Goff, T-Law, ETN, Aaron Jones. I think he said pick 1, but then I thought he came back. I answered this guy in my chat, but he came back and then said pick 2. So ETN over Aaron Jones. If you can pick 2, then can add in Aaron Jones.
Copy. Happy Friday, gents, from our guy Bones. Happy holidays and happy Friday to you as well, my friend. We got this one. Hendy is a must start. Y'all are crazy. Okay. Start 1 flex. Bucky, Barkley, Rico. Holy shit. Who else are you starting? Who Hames? Start 1.
I think Barkley plays
Washington.
Yeah, I play Barkley.
Yeah, I do have Bucky ranked higher, but I mean, you got good problems. We got a super chat from our guy. We buy homes near you. Quinn Williams was at full practice today. If he plays, we are swapping Hampton for Henderson.
Yeah.
Or Aaron Jones. I'm just doing it for Hampton. I do love Aaron Jones, but I also love Jordan Mason. I think Hampton's going to be really, really, Give me Henderson. Give me
That,
Henderson.
that's my bad. I heard yesterday that he was like doubtful to play.
Yeah, I've been giving bad advice because of you, Who Hames, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Guys, who are you starting if Quinn Williams plays in full? Hampton, Henderson, or Aaron Jones? Non PPR.
I'm still in on Hampton. I'm still in on Hampton this week because they're going to get there in the passing game for the receiving backs. And they do not throw to Vidal.
Poor Sleaze, he literally bet like 20 times Hampton over rushing yards that
I
night.
I do not change my decisions based on who's on defense and who's not. I base it on what I think the player will do. And having one player in that was injured and you thought wasn't going to play is not going to change my mind. I'm sticking with Hampton.
Okay, Pete.
If Q doesn't play, I'll go Henderson.
No, but what if he does play?
If he does play, I'm going Henderson. That's what I meant to say. Sorry.
Okay, copy. If Jacobs is out, need one flex, full PPR. Pittman, Shakir, Tyler Warren, Chuba, Estime, down bad. Thanks, fellas. I hate to hear that. I think your safest floor play is Shakir, but you don't need that. You need upside. I think your biggest upside play is Michael Pittman, that secondary for the San Francisco 49ers.
And I would say estimate for upside.
Yeah, I think estimate gives you the safe upside. I think Michael Pittman's going to be good. Big Boner Energy also lost Rice and Adams. God bless you. Also Mahomes. Yeah, I lost Mahomes. I'm starting Gardner Minshew in several leagues. Genty ain't getting anywhere near the goal line, even with no touches. He gets stuffed at or behind the line. Absolutely facts. That report that Adams is unlikely to play in Week 17. They're saving him for the playoffs. Is he a drop?
No.
Based off of beat reports, no. If you listen to beat reporters, you get beat. Okay, we got that. Okay, half PPR, you got all those, Pete. Okay. Burrow erupts this week. Okay. Oh, actually, I got Etienne. Okay,
Yep.
you got all those. So, okay. Astro says start one tight end. This one's for you, Greg. Fannin, Waddle, or Strange.
I love Strange, but Fannin is playing without Njoku this week, so he gets all the looks in. And Shadur Sanders seems to like him, so I'm going Fannin here.
Yeah, I mean, he had all the volume in the world last week and hardly finishes a tight end one. This is not a good matchup for him at all. I think Waddle's the answer here. Okay. We see you on the X side. Head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. Smash
I got
like.
a question.
What's up?
I got a question on that. It said tight end. Why is Waddle in that group?
Yeah, good question. I think he meant to say Warren. But whatever, we'll go based off of that. I'm still starting Waddle.
Okay.
Yes, very good point. Very good night of bets last night, including tailing disco on Ferguson TD. How much do we trust McLaurin's floor this week? Do we think Jaden Higgins or Kincaid is safer? I would prefer Christian Kirk over Jaden Higgins, but I'm still riding with Terry McLaurin over all those other options.
Kincaid only gets 35% snap share. You can't trust Kincaid.
But he's incredibly efficient.
Well, yeah, because he's only on he's fresh. That was he's never tired because he's not on the field blocking.
That was supposed to be Pete's question. I jumped the gun. Pete, this one's for you. This is from Steven. He says, Dak or Brissett upside play. I have Michael Wilson.
Yeah, we've answered this one. I mean, if you want the upside, go Dak.
Okay. Love, Dart, or Stroud. Pete, answer this one as well.
Stroud.
I don't hate it. I have Rico Hampton or Mike Evans for flex, thinking Mike Evans. But what do y'all think? What do you think here, Who Hames?
Evans.
Okay. This one's directed at the FF faceoff. If Higgins is in, who do you play between Igbuka and Gatson in half tight end premium?
Is that for me?
No, it's supposed to be for Pete.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. If Higgins is in, who do you play between Igbuka and Gatson? Easily.
Okay.
You don't play Igbuka at all anymore.
I'm still riding with Igbuka in a couple leagues. Loveland or Jawan Johnson PPR? The answer is simple, Bones. It's Loveland. All right. Did you answer this one, Pete? Start Warren or Kelsey?
Yeah. I answered that.
Okay, I'm just gonna go to the ones in my chat then, since you got the okay.
Yeah, my chat's all caught up.
Okay, CKXPRS says Pick one QB: Dart, Stroud, JJ, Shuck, two flex, Reed, Genty, Terry, Zay, Addison. Greg.
Oh, for me, I'm going Dart, Addison, and Terry.
Okay. If Jacobs is out, this is from Dustin Stone. Would you start Wilson over Sutton or Henderson? Pete.
Half PPR.
Half PPR.
I would start him in half PPR over Henderson. I'd still roll out Sutton, but I would start him over Henderson. Henderson splitting time, and the fact that it's half point PPR that lowers his ceiling for me as well. I would start Wilson. He's done great in every opportunity he's had to with touches. So
But doesn't half PPR make him more valuable than Sutton? I mean, full PPR, I understand Sutton, but half PPR,
no,
that
because
cuts into Sutton's
Very touchdown.
ceiling.
So
touch,
Sutton's very touchdown dependent.
yeah, I was gonna say Sutton. If anything, he's more chunk yards, chunk plays.
Okay.
To me, but yeah.
Okay. Who Hames? Reed. This is from Dev. Reed, Olave, Ladd, Wandell, or Debo. Pick three at Superflex.
We're going to go Olave, Ladd, and let's go with Jaden Reed.
Okay. Reed, Olave, Ladd, Wandell, or we got that one.
The same thing.
Okay. Last question, and we're all caught up. You can get really any NFC, AFC stack and attack a Charger
Yeah, he's
Lions stack.
talking playoff best ball. He said he's been getting the Lions in a lot of his stacks because they're going really late in playoff best ball right now.
Copy. All right, guys, that's the show. I'm gonna give everybody the floor, let the folks know where they could support the people. I did not expect a co-stream, and then I did not expect to stream today, so this was fun. This was different. It was cool. It was very busy, very active. I will be live tomorrow, and I will be personally doing some drafters DFS lineups. Absolutely love those. The Splash is a really, really fun sweat, and I'll be providing a lot of betting props tomorrow. You can expect me live at 2 p.m. Who Hames, are you good to join me then?
Yeah, that should be good.
Anybody else want to join? Greg?
Probably not. I don't do betting anyway, so I don't know it.
That's fine. Pete?
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry. I was reading something that got sent to me.
It's fine. I'll ask you off stream. Forgot to add Goff, Dart, Stroud, JJ, Shuck, or Goff.
Goff. I'm very high on Goff this week.
I think the answer is Goff. Okay. All right. So let's give everybody the floor. Who Hames, let the folks know who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, as long as you freaking love me, and how the folks can support you, because we got 1,115 people watching simultaneously on 2 YouTube channels and 3 Twitters.
That's awesome. Yeah, I am Who Hames. I do a lot of daily content, a lot of best ball, and then I help out on this show with sleeves every once in a while. We do start sits as well. I am in the semifinals of a dynasty right now that I have a bunch of questions for after we log out as well.
No, I'm going to answer them on the stream, but if the other two want to jet, that's fine.
Yeah.
Greg, floor is yours, my friend.
Greg Kellogg, you can see my Twitter on the screen. I would like to suggest you follow these other guys too, if they'll put their Twitter up for you. You can find my work on YouTube under the sports affiliation. I do 3 podcasts a week. One for sleepers and busts called Snap Crackle Pop. One that breaks down the NFC North division. I do the Lions clearly. And one is Thursday Night Checkdown, which next week we're actually going to do on Tuesday after our Snap Crackle Pop, because I'm not going to have anybody tune in on Christmas or Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Pete, the man, the myth, the legend, my good friend. It was fun to chop it up with you again. That was good. We didn't disagree as much as I would have liked to, but please let the folks know over on my side how they can support you.
Yeah, you can find me at Supernova38. I do the top 10 takeaway show at Player Profiler on Mondays, as well as you can find me on the Face Off Sports Network. Got some stuff coming up down the pipe here in the next couple of months, so could be some changes. We're not really sure yet, but got some exciting stuff. And yeah, happy to be here, and I appreciate the support.
My man, I might actually just stay on and do a couple splashes. If anybody wants to join, that's fine. If anybody wants to leave, now's your window. There are a couple more questions.
Splash.
It's a $3 DFS draft.
Oh, is it on drafters though? Because
Yeah.
it's still not active in PA.
God bless.
I've been doing well over the last month on Underdog in the dailies. So
Yeah.
Well, we also have playoff
I do
best
more
ball.
on
I'm
the
just not a
past draft.
degenerate to do any playoff best balls right now.
Guys, my wife got home. Merry Christmas, everybody. I'll see
Merry
you
Christmas.
all the next time.
great
Love
seeing
you,
you
buddy.
again, Greg.
Have a good one. Love you, buddy. You guys want to talk bets? I've queued up for the $3.30 splash. If anybody wants to join us, it is a DFS. It's a DFS contest. $1,250 to first place. There's over $10,000, I believe, to be redistributed to all other placements. It is a good time. It is a DFS contest, but it's redraft format. When you and three other people queue up in a lobby, it's PPR format, one quarterback, two running backs, three wide receivers, one tight end, and one flex. You could swap out players if there's an injury, and so you have this late swap opportunity. We also have pick'ems. We have several best ball contests. I like the $3.30. I've taken this down a couple of times. My highest finish so far this year has been second. And yeah, we're going to do some pick'ems as well. So we're going to talk about player props right now if you guys want to get into it.
Do you mind like going through the questions I had? Because I have this wild.
Yeah, let's do that. Priority.
We have a gigantic league. It's a super flex league. I blocked everybody on Gardner Minshew because I had all the fab.
Smart.
But I have Baker Mayfield, Tyler Show, Gardner Minshew, Brock Purdy, and Aaron Rodgers. Which two do you start?
Okay, say it again. I'm more of a visual person.
Brock Purdy, Aaron Rodgers, Gardner Minshew, Tyler Shuck, Baker Mayfield.
Baker, but Purdy would be next.
Yeah, I go Purdy and then Baker.
Okay, I'm debating between Shuck and Purdy right now. Tight end premium as well. Darren Waller or Gunnar Helm?
Waller.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the flex spot is Tony Pollard, Shakir, Watson, Worthy. I think it's Watson if he plays, but
if you need the ceiling, it's Worthy. If you need the floor, it's Shakir. I think Shakir is the safest floor in fantasy football.
Okay. I'm just curious what you guys are thinking because they're all, I think, pretty fair and close options.
Wow, the chat's still going. Marks or Harvey, head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. Smash a like, subscribe. We'll gladly answer that. But I think I'm Harvey.
Yeah, me too.
Who Hames? I know you're the one who swayed me on Harvey yesterday.
Yeah. I like Harvey this week. I also like Marks a lot this week. But
who Hames, are you queuing up for Splash?
I can.
Please.
Hack in the Villa has a question up there. Oh, Splash is full.
Hey, no way.
Oh, never mind. That was the playoff baseball. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. I'm not doing no. Honestly, I want to do playoff best ball. I have the urge, but last year I did it early because I was asked to stream it and do it early, and I had Cincinnati Bengals and Miami Dolphins in my freaking lineup. So I'm not doing it early.
Best ball, man.
I just love best ball in general. I am a degenerate, but I am going to wait until at least we know there's 5 or 6 teams in each division locked. Well, what's up, Warrior Loft? I was thinking of starting Michael Wilson and Mike Evans, but if Harrison Jr. plays, Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing, I can't possibly play either Wilson or Harrison Jr. over Pickens, right? Yeah, you can. I'm starting Marvin Harrison Jr. over George Pickens, and I'm playing George Pickens. No, I'm playing Mike Evans. Yeah, MHJ and Mike Evans. Those are the two I'm riding with. Anybody different here?
I'm with you. I think we have to have a conversation about Jacoby Myers' extension and Travis Hunter. I mean, guy has a knee injury. There's question marks. Are they gonna really roll him out full time at wide receiver? I mean, BTJ, the emergence of Parker Washington. Not saying Parker Washington is enough to stave off Travis Hunter, but I mean, you have now Jacoby Myers locked up. They just committed $20 million a year to him. They have first round assets in BTJ, and he doesn't play defense. I mean, what is the dynasty value? I mean, I bring this up because Sleaze wanted to trade me Saquon, give me Harvey for Saquon, and I ended up taking a different deal, which I preferred better, and we can talk about what the deal I took. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Travis Hunter's dynasty value is right now. It's got to be much lower than where he was drafted, obviously last year. Plus, it's a weaker class coming up. But
I'm just saying, like, I really want to see the filing cabinets of receipts that Sleaze once had, and I hope he's still listening because I don't want to talk poorly about my friend and he's not here. I would love to see the Travis Hunter receipts. Mind you, BTJ
yeah,
has not done anything for me whatsoever, but I would love to see the receipts, the filing cabinet he so claims to have, because it's a big discussion this offseason.
I'm
Ultimately,
actually
I said Travis Hunter was the biggest waste of a fucking round one pick in Dynasty. He was
yeah,
one of the most inflated values in best ball. He was one of the worst redraft picks. The injury, obviously, we can't victory lap injuries, but like you alluded to right now, one of two things can happen, right? He'll be a full time defensive player, which I believe he should be, right? I
yeah.
think he's a better DB than he is a wide receiver. I just don't think it's within his repertoire to run clean routes and understand the offensive side. Or Brian Thomas Jr. gets dealt in the offseason. And as a Brian Thomas truther and somebody who has him in 90% of
No,
my dynasty leagues, I would prefer Brian Thomas Jr. gets dealt because Trevor Lawrence doesn't feed the X receiver. He only feeds the fucking slots. So I would
I
prefer the alternate, which would mean that he still has value of some sort. But he was somebody I was never targeting, never picking. Not
I,
nothing.
I personally think the Jacoby Myers extension is actually decent news for Hunter. Uh, Jacoby Myers can play, or he could play. He plays outside. BTJ plays outside, and they want to use him in the slot. So that'll allow them to use him less snaps, and he'll be more explosive when he's on the field. It'll be more like in the Colorado situation. I think that he won't have like extremely high games, but he'll be an explosive player on offense. I think that like if you were expecting like a 1,300 yard every year guy in Travis Hunter, that is not what he's going to do. But like he could be close to like 1,000 yard every year guy.
I love how
With
delusional the dynasty world can get in the offseason,
yeah,
though. It is really fun. It's really
yeah.
enjoyable.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I'm there. I've definitely been wrong. Years ago, a guy who nobody remembers, I was all about a guy named Montario Hardesty.
who?
Uh, yeah, go look him up. He was like this crazy. He was so fun to watch run, but he had two like major knee injuries in college. I wasn't worried about it. Well, I guess I should have been.
Okay, let's talk about let's change
Yeah.
gears. Let's answer questions first. Chiefs defense or Saints defense? I'm personally riding with the Chiefs. I think Pete alluded to him like the Saints. Who are
I'll
you
take
with?
this.
Who him?
I'm Chiefs here.
Okay.
I want both defenses in that game.
All right. Warrior Loft says start Broncos defense, special teams versus Jags, 14th worst. Chiefs versus Titans or Saints. I'm starting the Chiefs there. The Jags is a non-start. Broncos is a non-start this week. I
By
don't
the
like.
way,
I like Saints, and I prefer Denver over Chiefs still.
Well, I mean, the sack
there-
equity is there, and
The
we
problem
like.
the problem is the Chiefs don't generate much pressure. I don't think they're gonna have to. I said it before, but I don't think they're gonna have to push the ball downfield. If Curse Jones doesn't play, they're missing players on that defense. And I think Tony Pollard, they found something with this run game that they're going to continue to lean on it. I just don't think I think the floor is solid for the Chiefs, but I don't think the ceiling is that high. Because keep in mind the Titans have only given up 3 turnovers in the last 5 games, I'm pretty sure. So they're not giving up the ball much. And they were a smash play against earlier in the season. They haven't been that way, this back half of the year, too. It's not even as much about the Chiefs, but also the game script and just the Titans and what they give up.
So this is like more of a non-football rebuttal. This is more of like a player takey slash like conceptualizing a concept as to why I like the Chiefs. They get to play loose. They got nothing to fucking play for. They get to play loose, get after it, show their worth, play for next year. They obviously can't tank because it's KC. They still need to fill the fucking stands. So I think they got something to play for, and their name. I think they're gonna do great, and they have to play excellent defense in order to win because Gardner Minshew is so volatile. Like I'm starting him personally in super flexes, but like he's also one of the worst starting quarterback.
Is there an argument that the Jets offense is worse right now with no Garrett Wilson and Brady Cook than the Titans offense? Which would you say is worse? Worse
I would say
offense.
I would say the Jets offense is by far worse.
Okay. So the Saints get to play at home. KC has to travel now. And KC's missing some players, and the Saints defense has been pretty solid, and they get to play at home.
Yeah, so Kansas City right now.
The Saints defense sucks.
No, they don't.
Saints defense is the most underrated defense in the league.
They're underrated, but they're not good.
They're middle of the pack, and that is good enough.
But the Chiefs is not a middle of the pack defense.
They might be this week.
I trust the blitz.
Offense, they might be.
When we're looking at the offenses that we've seen Cam Ward play the last 3 or 4 outings, like you alluded to, where they haven't been bad, what's the blitz rate for all of those defenses? They're non-blitzing defenses. Where Cam Ward struggles, where Cam Ward really gets in trouble is against blitzing defenses. Who blitzes more than Spagnuolo?
So let me go over this.
That's a football fucking rebuttal.
I get it. No. I'm sorry. Hoonan, one thing. No Trent McDuffie.
That's what I'm getting ready to go to.
He's a
That's
decent.
What I've been trying to say the last
no
10
Chris
minutes.
Jones. So who? I feel like we didn't let him get his point, and so
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like no Leo Chanel. I brought it up. No Leo Chanel. No Trent McDuffie. No Derek Nottie. Chris Jones actually full practice today, so there is that. He probably plays. But like we're also missing 3 or Jawan Taylor and Jalen Moore. So we're not going to be able to run the ball at all. Which means if Gardner Minshew, it's going to be a time possession thing.
What's the Carl Loftus? I like him for over 2.5 sacks this week. That's a prop that I'd bet on. I respect your opinion. I'm not known as a defense and special teams guy. Arguing defense and special teams with a defense and special teams guy.
No,
it is what it is. I like ball.
I just think that the model has changed so much where Casey's not going to stress them to have to throw. Now I know that the run game could struggle for Casey this week because of the guys missing, but I just think the points aren't going to be there where Cam Ward's going to have to throw as much, and it's going to be a really low scoring game, which brings the floor up for both defenses. I just don't know that the ceiling is there compared to the Saints, who got to go against fucking Brady Cook, no Garrett Wilson, and they get to play at home.
I originally built this lineup PPR format. You want to help me build this lineup PPR format? We got Jamar Chase, James Cook, Lamb, Nico Collins, Bucky, and we're at the 5. So we got 2 picks here. So Chase, yeah.
James Cook for me, but you can go Chase.
Okay. And then who's your other choice? We got 2 picks. We're at the bend.
Oh yeah, you can go Jamar then. That's fine.
Okay, so we got Jamar and James Cook to start. Once again, it's 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, PPR format, 1 quarterback as well. Yeah.
Trey McBride doesn't always go in that area. I have Trey McBride as like my number 4 player this week.
Really? I've seen Trey McBride fall into round 3.
I've only done one of these.
Okay.
And I mostly play on underdog, and I have him that high on underdog, and that's half point PPR. So now, I will. Huh?
We got a couple of questions to answer here.
There was a couple way up the board that you missed too. If you go where
Pete answered them all.
Yeah,
there was one Travion versus Henderson. Oh, okay, yeah. I see that.
Yeah. Start Broncos. Okay, we got that one. Start Joe Burrow versus the Finns. Jacoby Brissett. I personally, it's 50-50. Sometimes I'm leaning Jacoby Brissett, but I think my answer is Joe Burrow, and I'm going to stick to that. What do you guys think?
Yep, me too.
Okay. PPR pick 2. Dowdle, Gainwell, McLaurin, McMillan, Schultz, or Strange. I'm going with the first 2. Dowdle and Gainwell. What about you guys?
I'll let who hands go first.
In full PPR, I love Gainwell this week, and probably Dowdle as well.
Okay. If Jacobs plays, he must be a start, right? Absolutely. If not, who do I start? Reed, Marvin Harrison Jr., DJ Moore. I got DJ Moore ranked highest out of the bunch. What do you guys think?
I
We
like
had
I
a
like
similar
DJ
one to
Moore
this.
still.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're coming up here. We got Henry, Javante, T. Higgins, Harvey, Zay Flowers, JMO. We can also look at quarterback because I believe Josh Allen's still available, and we can look at tight end. Brock Bowers is still available. What are you thinking here?
So I like a lot of tight ends. I don't love Bowers that much this week. I actually really like JMO, but
Yes.
Okay. So JMO, that's a good pick. And then we got one more.
I would swing at quarterback
Yeah.
because that can dry up quick. And if you like Allen, just take him. It's fine.
I'm willing to push at quarterback because, like, if we got JMO, we got a late stack with Goff. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So then check out the other spots. I mean,
time's a
I
ticking.
like Henry, no Milton Williams. Spillane's been banged up. But I'm okay with either guy. Whoever you take there is fine.
Who it was Henry and who we took Henry, but I didn't know who the other option was.
We took JMO and Henry.
Yeah, we took them both. Okay, cool. Flex spot for full PPR. Who do I start? Vidal, Gadsden, Hollywood Brown. All the big names have been picked up on waivers. Rice is out. We'll let you take this one first. Who Hames?
I'm gonna play Gadsden.
I mean, I respect. I think Vidal's the safe floor. Gadsden gives you the ceiling. You want to swing for the
I do think that Hampton is going to see more volume. Like I think that they're slowly ramping him up a little bit after the injury, and I think this week they're going to run a lot more, and
Pete,
they're going to want the bigger back versus the bigger defensive line.
True, Pete. What say you?
I'm going Gadsden.
Okay. I see you over on X. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to answer this, but I'd really appreciate a subscription over on the Big Draft Energy YouTube side. It's free, costs you nothing, and it helps me out. Start Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, fellas. Appreciate it. It's Marvin Harrison Jr. It's not even close for me. What about you guys?
I'll go Wilson.
Oh, wow. Who crew?
Honestly, if they both play, I don't like. It's a toss-up. Wilson has had the bigger games this year. I think maybe Wilson. I hate to say that.
All right.
I do not like to say that.
You guys are both going to be wrong. It's sick.
I'm
Mayhem says Brissett or Herbert. Pete, I'll let you go first.
Jacoby.
Yeah, it's Herbert for me. I'm so high on Justin Herbert. Who Hames?
Brissett.
Okay. 12-man PPR. Start who? One quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, one tight end, one flex. QB: Purdy, McCarthy, RB, CMC, Jones, Walker. Well, Walker already played. Rodriguez. You're sitting Rodriguez. Wide receiver: Olave, Diggs, Jennings. We'll get back to this one. We're up. Pete, what do you want to do here? We got Lad McConkey, Tet, Zay Flowers, Judkins, Etienne, Genty, Waddle, Rico, Jefferson.
How many flexes do you get?
One. 3 wide receivers, 1 flex.
3 wide receivers, you said.
Yeah.
Okay, then that changes it. I mean, if we're swinging upside, I'm going Higgins all day. I like Tet more this week in general, but if we're going upside, I gotta go Higgins.
Okay. And then we need a flex or quarterback or tight end. I think we could push Goff.
Still there?
Yeah, we could push Goff for sure.
Okay.
I mean, don't you want Joe Burrow with the double stack?
We do want Joe Burrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love Judkins and Etienne both being there. I would pick between the two guys you like, or even I would want one of those two guys.
Your call. You got 8 seconds. 7. Call it.
Yeah, give me Etienne.
Okay, we got Etienne. I didn't realize we had the double stack, so Joe Burrow has to start.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hopefully nobody takes naked Burrow because we've seen that before.
All right. Now tight end position. Based off the names we have here, we're gonna queue up a couple. Who do you like based off of what we have available? Pitts, Fannin, Jawan Johnson, Kelsey, Schultz, Gadsden, Kelsey. Okay, if he doesn't fall to us.
I love Fannin too. I love Fannin and Kelsey this week. I had them both top 5.
Okay.
I have both of them ahead of Bowers.
I like Theo Johnson as a sleeper this week. I think Theo Johnson absolutely smashes his matchup this week.
in this particular slate, I have Harold Fannin too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right, 12-man PPR start. Who? One quarterback, Purdy or McCarthy? Who are you guys starting there? I'm starting Purdy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Who aims? Okay. Two running backs, CMC. Well, Walker already played, so it's CMC and Jones. Unless you played Walker, then it's Walker and Jones. Wide receiver, Olave, Diggs, Jennings, Terry. You need two wide receivers. So I'm playing Juan Jennings and I'm playing Olave. Do you guys disagree there?
Nope.
No.
Tight end, Waller, Ferguson. Waller for me, but it's close. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, I go Waller. I'm not that high. Ferguson's my tight end 16 this week.
Yeah,
You got a nice super chat.
He's top
But
12
yeah,
for me.
yeah, I'm also Waller.
Okay. Okay, we got a super chat from Jobbert over on, is this my side? Yeah, over on my side. Thank you so much for supporting the dream. We will answer your question right after we make our next two picks, our last two picks, and we'll prioritize this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So you want Harold Fannin and then Joe Burrow, right? Or do you want to go with
Yeah.
Goff? Okay. This is a very unique lineup for me. I like it.
I have
like
Goff
it a lot.
ahead of Burrow, but the stack is too much to pass up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the double stack, you almost have to. Like
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I have Goff ahead of Burrow as well.
That was fun. I'm definitely going to queue up for another, but we got a lot of chats to catch up on. All right, $10 hopper from Jobbert, Holler from Jobbert. Thank you so much. My words are not wording. Generally appreciate you supporting the dream, my friend, and thank you for everybody who's still tuning in and asking questions. We're here to help you guys. Feel free to leave a vote because it is a fun vote in the poll, and please smash a like. It really does go a long way for the YouTube algo to pick us up. I'm in 4 semis. Congratulations. Sorry for the big list. Don't apologize. You gave us money. God bless you. Should have also been 5, but they had Telon Pitts call. Pick one running back, one wide receiver, and one flex. Bucky's the one running back. Judkins, Travion Anderson, Devonta Smith, Juan Jennings, and Mike Evans. I'm personally going Bucky, Juan Jennings, and Mike Evans. Do you guys disagree?
I think that's fine. I think I personally like Devonta and Juwan. I don't do actual ranks, but I would have them Devonta and Juwan Jennings like tiered the same.
Okay.
Like I think Juwan Jennings is
Bucky, right? For sure.
do what?
Yeah, for sure.
But you're riding with Bucky for sure, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I think it's probably like Juwan's probably better just because we don't know if Ricky's gonna play. Like he could play, but he's not like officially out yet. But and if he is out, Juwan Jennings is an absolute smash.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Bucky. I'm with Mike Evans for sure. And then I mean, it's insane to have this many good options.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for the home run hitting upside, I think Judkins has it more than Trevion does this week because he's not splitting time. So, but if you want a safer play with really good upside, Jennings would be my flex. But it's Bucky and Evans are the locks for me.
Let me ask you a question real quick on that because I just took Judkins. I'm not that big on Judkins this week because of game script stuff.
Sure.
But like the matchup is awesome. Like I know you said you do really like Judkins. So do you want to go into like why you actually do or why you're not scared about the game script?
I just think if there's any way that this game is decently close, which I don't know that it will be, it's got to be Judkins is running the ball, and so I'll take the potential that he can grab him by the balls, and
Right.
I mean we've seen. I don't really remember the last time, even in like that, the Bills have slowed down a running back. Can you? I don't. I'm curious. Maybe I can probably look that up really quick, but
I mean,
I just don't remember the last time. I know the game.
last year in the
I'll
AFC
say this.
Championship game, Joe Brady slowed down James Cook.
I'll say this. I'll say this. Okay. My only issue with Judkins is we've seen him in very plus matchups prior to this with his offensive line being absolutely gashed.
Sure.
Right. And he's done fuck all in plus matchups. Like diddly squat, not a damn thing.
Yeah, they're missing
Yes,
4.
he's going to get a lot of volume, so that gives some upside. Yes, it's a fantastic matchup that gives him more upside. But the thing I'm paying the most attention to in my Judkins situation and indecisions and dilemmas in my own personal fantasy football lineups is the health of his offensive line. Like I have the Cleveland Browns starred in my freaking Reddit. Like I'm waiting for the reports on their offensive line because if they're missing guys like Wyatt Teller, I'm out on Judkins completely. Right?
Sure.
I
Yeah,
don't care how good the matchup is.
I just go ahead. I'm
so
just I'm go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
he said, "Go ahead." You went ahead. That's great. I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead.
Great Canadian standoff. I love this.
Well, like for me, like in a redraft situation, I don't love Judkins at all. Like, yes, he could go for 30, but in like something like this, like a draft, I do think mixing him in makes sense because you're shooting for ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I was just curious. Like, I
Yeah.
I'm not completely out on him, but I think it's a thin bet. But it's a thin bet that could hit big.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could. It could.
The
I'd rather
biggest
at that.
concern is the
Go
game
ahead,
script.
Pete.
The biggest
Yeah,
concern is game script, right? I mean
Yeah.
that's
yeah. It
what it comes
really
down
is.
to. I mean, the last time this team blew out a team, it was the Carolina Panthers. They beat them 40-9, and Chuba had 9.4, Rico had 5.4. But I mean, we've also seen games of Henderson just had 30 on them. Chase Brown had 18.5 2 weeks ago. Sean Tucker had 34 points in PPR. Devon Achane had 40.5 points against them. Bijan had 35. Derrick Henry had 31. Now, some of these guys are really, really good. Achane had another game of 16. Stevenson himself had a game of 16.7. So, I mean, the biggest thing is game script. I mean, which
Like,
sounds pretty obvious. I mean, it's just but if we're shooting for ceiling, he's the riskier play for sure. Henderson is a safe play with solid. I just don't know that Henderson's going to pop off 60-yard runs like he did when he's getting less than 50% of the snaps to Ramondre, which I don't think is changing. And this is coming from a guy who loves Henderson. But so if you want safe, I think Henderson's the play.
yeah,
Sorry, Pete. Over on my channel, we call him Henderson, not Henderson. Just putting that out
Henderson.
there. When you address Travion, it's Henderson. Hashtag
Henderson.
Henderson. Get it and
Gotcha.
get it straight. Okay. Here's the golden rule with Judkins for anybody listening, because this is a fun debate between us three,
yeah,
but we have a lot of people listening on all the platforms. And thank you guys for tuning in and listening to us. We're literally this was an impromptu stream, and I just missed talking ball with Pete and my guy Huham. So I'm just here enjoying this and soaking it up. Um, I think the biggest thing you guys need to consider, and I'll beat this in the head, right? Because as a former offensive lineman, you got to follow the line play. Judkins has struggled when he's missed his offensive line. His floor is non-existent. Yes, the ceiling's there, but it's more imaginary. I think if his offensive line is missing this week, just to put it into perspective, there's a higher likelihood of Mitch Trubisky throwing for 100 yards than there is for Quinshawn Judkins running for 50. Let's put that in perspective. That is where I draw the line. If his offensive line plays, he's got top 10 upside, right? And he's got a very safe floor within the top 24. If his offensive line doesn't play, sure, his upside's still there, but it's more imaginary. So that's just where I'm going to end that.
Well, look, they got blown out last week. He got 12 opportunities. He only put up 4.7 points. So I get it. I have Henderson ranked ahead of him. So I just think based on when I was reading the question, I said, if you really want that upside. But
yeah.
I totally get what you're saying, and I think it's fair with the offensive line. And I got news for you. I mean, everyone was getting all giddy about Shador Sanders because of the big game against the Titans, but I mean, he looked like shit last week. I mean, so I worry about Shador too, right? And that if Shador was the guy we saw against the Titans this week against Buffalo, I'd feel fucking great about Judkins, but I just don't know that we're gonna get that either. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is more of a receiving back upside sort of situation. I
yeah,
wouldn't be like opposed to in DFS taking a swing on a guy like Dylan Sampson if he's healthy and he's in the lineup, right? But
okay.
that's just not a backfield I want to touch unless I get news on the offensive line. And we still don't have news on the offensive line.
And to go to one little thing on the Judkins thing, like everybody wants to talk about like his upside. That Miami game, well, I think it was the Miami game. He got 3 touchdowns, but only 84 yards. Like, and most of those were very, very short, like Miami really screwing up, giving him the ball really close to the goal line, like PI, stuff like that. So, and that's the only real game we've seen like a ceiling for him. And I love Judkins, but it looked fake there. Like
Sure.
early in the season, he was breaking some big runs. He's not doing that anymore.
I think the two ultimate sins you can make in fantasy football in season is chasing last year's performance or last week's performance and fading last week's performance. Like chasing a player because he had a great outing last week and then, expecting that to return and fading somebody. I think what it comes down to and where analysis really matters is, the deeper storylines that really make or break it. But moving on, that was a fun discussion on him. Or do I start Genty? I had Walker on my bench. God bless you. You're not starting Genty. It's Aaron Jones and CMC, sir. Pickens or Judkins? Fuck. This is one of those situations where both of these guys have been smash starts.
I will go Pickens here because they're going to be in a much better game script, even though I do not like Pickens that much. He's like my wide receiver 18, 19 this week.
If we see in the report that we see healthy offensive linemen coming back for Cleveland, it's Judkins, and it's like not even close. But if they're not back, then it's Pickens for me. That's my answer. Just pay attention to the news, or pay attention to the Big Draft Energy X, or I'm sure now Pete and Huhames will both tweet about it once we get any news on that as well. Because
I gotta jump, fellas. But
yeah, it's been fun.
Peace.
Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the night, and I'll talk to you guys.
See you, buddy.
Nice meeting you.
Pete's like one of my all-time favorites. So what we're going to do is, because there's a lot of people still watching over on the Fantasy Football Face-Off, we're going to keep this going on the Big Draft Energy YouTube side, but we will remove the Fantasy Football Face-Off from streaming here. So thank you guys for all tuning in. If you guys want to keep the conversation rolling, we're going to put out some picks, some locks. We've hit some at a very high level, and we're going to do some more DFS stuff. I'm going to do some more DFS stuff. I don't know what you got going on, but thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Pete, for sharing your audience with us. That was fun.